There we go. Hello, YouTube. We've got another stream for you today. It is part 4, stream number 4, of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Spirited Justice. Funnily enough, we're starting up episode number 4 today. We've literally done like the first 3 episodes. We've averaged 1 episode per stream. Even though that's definitely not been the case. But on average, definitely been 1 episode per stream. So we're going to go with episode 4. What was it called? Turnabout. What was it called? Turnabout Storyteller, that was it. I could have just looked at the game. I could have gone over the game. That's a thing in the background. You're going to have to deal with it for now, I'm sorry. I mean, I could probably mess around with my settings, but I'll probably end up breaking something. You know what? I'll do it. I'm going to mess around with my settings. Fuck it. How do I do that? Oh, good lord. What am I doing? That's what I'm doing. Maybe I can do this. Maybe that might help. You probably still hear it in the background when I speak, but that might be better. Cool. Anyway, I just got to do something else as well, because I kind of rushed everything today. It's great. I've probably forgotten something else along the way. But it's fine. We'll manage. Bam. That would be better. Give me 2 secs, chat. We'll be on our way. There we go. I think that will do nicely. But yeah, Turnabout Storyteller, episode number 4. Let's do it. I don't think there's any missable achievements in this one, but maybe there is. Yeah, first 3 episodes done. Episode number 4, which is technically the penultimate episode of the base game, but there is a DLC one that we can do. I thought he was eating a book.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
He said the thing!
What time is it? It's 9, 10, 11.
He said the thing, chap. He said the meme thing. Well, that seems bad. Shishido's dead. Oh, Shisho's dead. No! You think... Oh no! If he did, then what do we do? Hey, pull yourself together. Don't worry, I have an idea. Shisho? G-show. G-show. That's a good way of saying it. Oh, we're already going straight to the trial, are we? Okay. No investigations for us. We're back with Apollo and Athena, I guess. May 13th, 9:45 AM. District Court, defendant lobby number 6. What the heck? Who brings the defendant to his own trial late? Plus, the request was so last minute, I didn't even have a chance to talk with my client. He's late for a very important date. My name is Athena Sykes. Armed with analytical psychology and a full arsenal of legal know-how, I'm a fully competent defender of the Wright Anything Agency. But I wish my client would show up already. The trial's about to start. Heh, it appears we made it just in time. Where have you been? Trial's about to start, Simon. What? Oh. My boy! He's here! Yes! I literally put the stream title, I miss him. And he's back. I love it. Yes. My day has already gotten so much better because he's back. I love you. You needn't get so worked up, Athena. His boldness can wait. There's no way he'd wait for me. And besides, why would I want to start off on the wrong foot with him right at the gate? Dealing with such matters is part of being a lawyer, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, well, covering for your lateness is not. Still but a rank amateur, I see. This is Simon Blackwell. He might not look it, but he's actually a prosecutor and a psychology specialist. He's also an edgelord. He and I go way back. As for our shared specialization in psychology, we're both disciples of the same person, so to speak, but he's kind of my senior, I guess. But twisted sense of humor or no, I wish he stopped treating me like a child all the time. So, where are Wright Dono and Justice Dono? Mr. Wright is abroad and Apollo is helping Trucy with a magic show. Didn't I tell you? What? So neither one of them are here? Leaving you to take this on alone? Yep. Gods. Call Wright Dono back. It's not too late. Oh no, not too late at all. You would only need to know how to teleport. Very well. Then I will settle for Justice Dono. Go grab him by the horns and drag him here. Apollo is literally in the middle of a show, Simon. You may not want to admit it, but I've got what it takes to take on this case. Leave this to me and go watch from the gallery. As your defense derails in spectacular fashion? No, as I win the heck out of this trial. I'll be okay, promise. So wipe that look off your face already, will you? Anyway, I take it the guy behind you is... Yes, he's your... He's asleep again. Oi, Bucky, wake up. The Winter Soldier? Holy shit. Yeah! Ow, what'd you do that for, Simey? Oh my god. Who's this yellow chickadee? She is your lawyer, such as it were. I'd say she's more green than yellow, however. Lawyer? Still doesn't look like it, does she? Is she like your fellow apprentice or something? Heh, something like that. I've known her longer than I've known you. You could say we're bound to one another. Oh, okay, well then, geesh, I better call her Ms. Chickadee then. Simon, this guy's not only rude, but he's 3 sheets to the wind at his own trial. I know we just met, but I'm about ready to give him a piece of my mind. Do as you will, just save it for after the trial. Ms. Chickadee... Don't call me that! How do you do? Simon here's an old friend of mine. I'm the 4th generation head chef of Wet Soba. Wet noodle number 4, Bucky Wet. Buckwheat. Yeah, I get it. Nice to meet you. It's nice to meet you too, Mr. Wet. So he can pull himself together when he wants to. If only the trial wasn't starting in a few minutes. I haven't been accused of a murder that only occurred yesterday. I'm afraid it's taken a toll on the poor boy. And you happened to be there at the theatre when it all happened too, right? They said they found a Rakugo storyteller murdered in this dressing room. Boop. Indeed. The victim, master storyteller Taifu Tenido, was a long-time patron of Wet Soba. I recognize that username. Master Tenido had been looking after Bucky ever since Wet Noodle number 3 passed away. I see, so the victim was kind of like a father to the defendant, huh? That stupid old fart like a father? Nah way, he was always dishing my soba. How dare you speak ill of him? Running your mouth like that is why they suspected you of his murder in the first place. Now pull yourself together, number 3 must be rolling in his grave. But, Simey... The police, none of them believe me. They won't listen to me. It looks like he's still in shock from the whole ordeal. Don't worry, Mr. Wet, everything's gonna be alright. I'm gonna defend you with everything I've got. You're in good hands now. You mean, you believe me, ma'am? Of course! No matter what, I'll believe in you to the very end. Gee whiz, Miss Chickadee. Now come on, I need you to shape up, just like those al dente noodles of yours. Yes, ma'am, my soda is the freshest... He turned purple. But Mr. Wet! Bucky, you great big pillock. So, how exactly do you know this guy? I used to frequent Wet Soba, and still do in fact, so I've known him since he was a lad. That's why his father and Master Toledo were always so good to me. I didn't know you liked soba so much, Simon. I wouldn't expect one such as you, who eats meat slapped between slabs of bread, to understand the delicate taste and the subtle textures imparted by buckwheat flour. Hey, that's just rude. But I digress. I'm all about flavour and subtlety and stuff. If I let Wet Soba end like this, I'll never be able to face number 3 or Master Tenido in the next life. Ah, I see. And that's why you came to me. You wanted somebody you could trust. It was never my intention to ask you. Ugh. I'll show him. I'll show him I can handle it just fine. Well, I believe it's just about time. What? But we haven't even properly discussed the case yet. What's the matter? You look nervous, Athena. Don't tell me you're chickadeeing out. I'm just trembling with the excitement of battle. And also rewards points. That's all. Oof, let's do this. Come on, Mr. Wet. Get up off the floor. We've got a case to win. Yes, Miss Tickety, I'm gonna do my best.
Wet soba, wet soba, wet soba, wet soba, wet soba.
I think it's wet soba. Yellow, 2 bowls of noodles. Sorry, sir, no can do. Kinda busy at the courthouse. Huh? They hung up. This feels less like gameplaying and more voice acting practice. Well, I mean, it is like a visual novel. Also, my voice acting is bad. You can tell I'm not even trying. I don't really have like a good range in my voice. It's just the way I am, man. Just the way I grew up. Also, being British probably doesn't help either. I'm joking. Okay, let's do this. He's not going to do himself or his case any favours like this, Simon. Maybe we should let him go get some rest somewhere. Let me rest? Ha! Maybe if I were a lump of regular flour dough for udon noodles. But I'm fresh like my soba. And you don't let soba dough rest. It's all about the free freshes. Grind the buckwheat seeds fresh, cut the dough fresh, and boil the noodles fresh. It helps that your natural voice legit sounds like a character voice, not gonna lie. Does it now? I'm a character! Holy shit. I guess I technically am. I'm a horse. Hello, I'm horse. He's blacked out! Oh boy. I just knew something like this would happen. Simon, what are these free freshes of soba he was talking about? First, buckwheat seeds, or groats, are ground to make buckwheat flour. Then dough made with this flour is cut with a large rectangular knife into noodles. And finally, the buckwheat noodles are boiled. Each step is done immediately, one after the other, so that the soba is fresh when eaten. Oh, so that's what he meant. I wouldn't want him to make me any soba right now, though, that's for sure. Athena, this is no time for idle chatter. You need to get into the courtroom now. Just remember, as a prosecutor, I will be unable to lend you a hand, so don't expect any help from my quarter. There you go, treating me like I'm incompetent again. For your information, I wasn't planning on asking you for help anyway. Ugh, just you wait, Simon. I'll show you. Mr. Wright and Apollo may not be here. But that's alright. I can do this on my own. Gone straight to the trial notification. Trial notification? Stage. Why did I say notification? It's because I was looking at my phone. May 13th, 9:50 AM. District Court, courtroom number 4. Wasn't that the one that exploded? In the last game? I guess they rebuilt it. All rise. Court is now in session for the trial of Bucky Wet. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Oh, you're the prosecutor again. Okay. The prosecution is fully prepared, Your Honor. What's this? No prayer this time, prosecutor somebody? That is correct, Your Honor. To expedite these proceedings, I completed them beforehand in the lobby. How very thoughtful of you. By the way, what brings you back to this country? Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth himself called on me to handle this case. Oh, Edgeworth! Besides, I have a debt to repay. Why do these people look like they exist in a magical world? Well, about that. So, this guy is part of a foreign kingdom called the Kingdom of Karain. We've been there in some of the previous cases. We might see it later if this one is quick. I don't know if this case is quick or not. We might see it later. He is part of the Kingdom of Karain. Bit of a recap. This Kingdom of Karain is very biased in terms of their justice system. As in, they rely on seances to deliver verdicts, and all the time they're guilty. So there's literally no defense lawyers there, and the reason why there's another reason why there's no defense lawyers there is because if the person being accused is found guilty, then the defense lawyer gets the same punishment. Gets the same punishment as the accused. So if they get sent, it's like the accused gets like the death penalty, the lawyer that defended them is also executed. In this kingdom, yes. It's only in this kingdom. Everywhere else, it's like, you know what, it's silly, but, you know, at least, you know, you're not going to get killed for defending someone. But the whole point of the story is that, like, the overarching story is that there's, like, a rebel, like, organization in this kingdom that's looking to overthrow the current, like, leadership because of that, like, law that, like, executes, like, the defense lawyers or whatever. The Defense Culpability Act is what it's called. But yeah, it's a wild story. I don't know how this is gonna tie into anything, but I guess we'll find out. But this guy has been, like, the defense lawyer for, like, all but one of the cases, which, apart from the first case, because the first case is always, like, a different, like, prosecutor. It's basically like the rookie prosecutor, like the tutorial one. But yeah, but the Kingdom of Crane is very religious, so that's why they have, like, fucking magical powers and shit. Besides, I have a debt to repay. Though my opponent is yet a callow thing, I have no qualms with sending her down to hell. Bruh. If you have a score to settle, it's with Apollo, not me. But more importantly, I am not a callow thing. I'm a qualified and capable attorney. Then what is that yellow attire if not proof of your immaturity, you small spring chick? Says the one who's dressed to, like, dressed very over the top. Now cease your shrill chirping. Now, Prosecutor Samadi. She is still only a teenager. Please go easy on her. There's the floaty ferryman. Exactly. Great. Now even the judge is giving me the kid treatment. Very well. Shall we begin, Your Honor? How, Oh, it doesn't say how old Athena is. I think Athena's like 19 in this game. Blacko's 29. He doesn't look 29. Well, maybe he does kind of look like 29. But yeah. Very well. Shall you begin, Your Honor? Yes, I suppose we should. Now then, Prosecutor Samadi, please give your opening statement. I'll show them what I can do. They'll be sorry they underestimated me. Certainly. Let the last rites of the victim commence. The incident is believed to have occurred at around 4 PM yesterday, May 12th. Yesterday was April 17th. At Storyteller's Theatre called Kurukurutai. The victim was a great master of the Tenido school of Rakugo, or comedic storytelling. His name was Taifu Tenido. The scene in the murder was the theatre's dressing room. By the way, I'm probably getting all these names wrong. Just saying. It is accessible via the staff entrance hallway and has an inner and outer sliding door. The estimated time of death is between 2 PM and 5 PM. The cause of death is suffocation, though how the victim suffocated is yet to be determined. The autopsy found nothing unusual in his lungs or stomach, and there is no murder weapon. Bare hands, baby. I will now submit the incident report to the court. What about the autopsy report, man? There it is. See, I know. Prosecutor Samadi, how can you name Mr. Wet as the culprit when you don't know how the victim was killed, or even with what? While it is true that the weapon and precise method are as yet unknown, the accused is the only one who had the opportunity to commit the murder. I will explain this assertion in further detail as we continue. I guess this means he has some kind of evidence to present. And I don't. Now, would the accused care to plead his case? Come to think of it, where is the defendant, Miss Sykes? Sorry, Your Honor, but I'm afraid Mr. Wet isn't feeling very well and is resting in the infirmary. Surely it is the lack of a clear conscience that impedes him from facing this court. Great, starting off on the wrong foot already. Yeah, that's how it goes in this series. Mr. Wet is the head chef of a sober shop frequented by the victim. On the day of the incident, Mr. Wet went to the theatre at the victim's request. Typho Tenino was a connoisseur of soba, as you can see in these photographs. He was apparently making soba himself in his dressing room that very day. The soba found at the scene is likely the soba he himself made there. Liking soba is one thing, but making it in a theatre dressing room is a bit much, non? Master Tenido truly had a passion for soba, didn't he? For a man like that to be murdered by a soba chef is simply unthinkable. Yet, the accused had ample motive. When in the victim's safe, we discovered the deed to the accused's shop. Mr. Wet was to inherit Wet Soba when he lost his father recently. However, it's believed the victim stole the shop's deed during the transfer process. The prosecution believes the accused killed the victim in order to get the deed back. A murder over the deed to a shop. That does sound like a plausible motive. So that's what this case is about? Wish Simon had filmed me a little better. I could have contributed more than just 1,000 buckets of cold sweat if he had. Spence? From your demeanour, I gather you know very little about the details of this case. Well, you see... You are dishonouring the soul of the victim by appearing in the courtroom unprepared. Right, you've lost 2 times already. Stop freaking... You're an embarrassment to your profession, you putrid egg yolk. Eek. Dude, I'm an egg. I'm sorry! Apollo's a red pepper and now I'm an egg yolk. We already just started and I've already been demoted for a spring chick. I am ready to call my witness, Your Honor. Oh, he loves doing this pose, by the way. Let us listen to the words of one who was present when the crime was discovered. The one who was there when the victim's body was found. Very well. Witness, please take the stand. He's got the boots. It's him! Witness, please state your name and occupation. Simon Blackwell, prosecutor. Prosecutor Blackwell? You didn't tell me you were going to take the stand. There simply wasn't time. What a shame, Prosecutor Blackwell. Had you shared the damning scene you witnessed beforehand with the defense, we could have moved this trial along and saved the victim's soul that much faster. The damning scene? What in the world did Simon see? Simon says, then he saw. Prosecutor Samadi, was it? Before I give my testimony, there's something I'd like to confirm. By all means. The case involves rakugo, a very traditional form of Japanese comedic storytelling. Do you have enough knowledge of this art form to handle the case competently? Are you implying that I am not qualified for this case? Not yet. I am simply trying to ascertain your familiarity with the topic, for now. It is a prosecutor's duty to learn the background of any case he takes on. I did some research on rakugo last night and have grasped the overall idea of it. How much could you possibly grasp in a single night? Told you, he loves doing that pose. Rakugo is a form of entertaining storytelling that originated in the land of Japan. In it, the storyteller sits alone on the stage, with only a fan and a towel. Okay. The rakugo artist tells long whimsical stories, giving each character a distinct voice. This traditional art was originally invented by monks to make sermons more interesting. Are you satisfied? If not, I could explain the 12 types of endings to such stories. Or shall I perform the famous story of Jugemu instead? Ugh. It appears you have put in a bit of study. Your acknowledgement is most welcome, Prosecutor Blackwell. I can see why you are known for being quite thorough in your research, Prosecutor. Now, I would love to see you perform that story you mentioned, if you don't mind. If that is your Honour's request... Jugemu... Your Honour, can we please get back to the trial? Oh, right, of course. I nearly forgot. Seriously? Of all the things for you to forget? Now then, back to the case. Prosecutor Blackwell, please tell this court what you witnessed. No. Well, at least he's not killing anyone. I went to the theatre yesterday and arrived at approximately 4 p.m. I went straight to Master Tenido's dressing room to say hello. Bucky went into the dressing room thereafter, only to come storming out a while later. Master Tenido's junior disciple, Uendo, apparently then entered the room soon after. That's when Uendo discovered Master Tenido's body. Now wait just a minute here, Prosecutor Blackwell. With testimony like that, you're practically accusing Mr. Wet of the crime. All I can do is state what I saw, I can't help how it appears. A qualified and capable attorney such as you should be able to dispatch with it, right? Well, yeah, duh. Alright, I guess I better start by getting all the info out of them that I can. Time to press the issue. Impress with depressing. Be depressed. I don't know what I'm saying.
Hold it!
Prosecutor Blackwell, what did you go to the theatre for in the first place? I went because I had received an invitation from Master Tenido. Here, see for yourself. It was a special show commemorating his junior disciple Uendo's promotion. It was also an occasion to announce the boy's succession to the stage name of Uendo II. So what exactly does it mean to succeed to a stage name? You really don't know, do you? In the performing arts, a name succession is when an artist inherits a predecessor's name. I see. So there was another Uendo Rakugo artist before, and this disciple succeeded him, huh? And what exactly did your invitation say? It contained a simple letter of salutations and an outline of the show's program. Oh, it appears Taifu Tenido was going to perform Tokisoba, or Time Soba. He's famous for his masterful pantomime of eating soba using only his fan as a prop. Uendo was to perform Sobasei, or Soba Glutton, a soba-themed show, I see. It seems you know a thing or two about Rakugo yourself, your boldness. The first to perform was the senior disciple, Gairu, followed by Uendo, and lastly, Master Tenido. Man, I am butchering these names probably, I'm so sorry. I see, so that's why you happened to be at the Storyteller's Theatre yesterday. So what happened after you arrived? And straight to... Hold it! And how did Master Tenido appear when you said hello to him? I went with the intention of greeting him, but ultimately we didn't actually meet. You didn't see him? Why not? Gairu escorted me to the dressing room, but we heard the sound of Rakugo being performed from within. Thinking the master was rehearsing, we decided to wait in the hall until he was done. You heard Rakugo being performed in the dressing room? Yes. Not just me, but Gairu as well. In other words, you can confirm that the victim was still alive around 4 p.m. Correct. I couldn't hear him clearly through the doors, but I'm sure it was Master Tenido. I could tell because it was the time sober routine being performed in there. So that means the victim was killed sometime after that. We don't have much evidence, that's why we just have to press.
Hold it!
Please tell us in detail how Mr. Wet appeared at the time. Gairu and I were waiting in the hallway for Master Tenido to finish practicing when Bucky appeared and entered the dressing room with his things. What happened after that? We heard what sounded like Bucky shouting inside the room. About 10 minutes later, Bucky came out of the dressing room looking rather irate. This is most likely when the murder was committed. The victim was an elderly man. It would have been entirely possible to kill him within the span of 10 minutes. Ugh. Better come up with some kind of counter-argument, and fast. Master Tenido's junior disciple, Uendo, apparently entered the room soon after... Oh, right. That one. I pressed B because I was just like mashing.
Hold it!
What do you mean by apparently? Didn't you see him go in? No, I couldn't. I wasn't able to see the dressing room door from where I was standing at the time. But Gairu was right in front of it, so I'm sure he saw it all. I see. And when do you suppose Uendo went to the dressing room anyway? He had just finished his routine, so he was making a courtesy call. A disciple is to pay their master respect right before and after each performance. And all disciples are expected to do this? Yes, it is common courtesy among Rakugo artists. I see. Could you tell us what happened after Uendo went into the dressing room? Certainly. That's when Uendo discovered Master Tenido's body.
Hold it!
Hold it! And how did Uendo act at the time? After Uendo had been in the dressing room for 2 or 3 minutes, we heard a scream from inside the room and Uendo came flying out. Did you hear any signs of a struggle that time? No, just Uendo's woeful scream. I see. Well done, Prosecutor Blackwell. Your testimony has given us quite a glimpse into the sequence of events. Thank you, Prosecutor Blackwell. And now, please allow me to summarize your testimony. What's with the dog icon? What's the paw icon? While Prosecutor Blackwell and Gairu were in the hallway waiting for Master Tenido, the accused came along and entered the dressing room with some items in tow. He was heard shouting for a time inside the dressing room. And about 10 minutes later, he came back out of the room, seeming rather angry. A short time after the accused had come and gone, Uendo Tenido went into the room. A few minutes later, after having discovered the victim's body, Uendo gave a scream and came running out into the hallway from within. I think I know what's going on here. Prosecutor Blackwell and Gairu then ran into the room and saw the body for themselves. From the circumstances, it is quite clear that the accused murdered the victim. This is crucial testimony indeed. Defense? Eyewitness is giving conclusive testimony. Why not let it all go now and allow the victim his last rites? On your life. Uendo went into the dressing room too and was the first to discover the body. Then who's to say he didn't commit the crime? Uendo was in the dressing room for a mere 2, perhaps 3 minutes. He could not have possibly committed murder in that time, nor without making any noise. Oh, Simon, why did you have to give that awful testimony? Prosecutor Blackwell, kindly give me something a little better to work with here. Isn't it up to you to ask the right questions? I am certainly willing to tell you all that I know. So if you truly are as capable as you claim, then draw out what you need yourself. There's no time for your twisted games, Prosecutor Blackwell. Just admit you don't remember it all that well. Wingdings! Prosecutor Blackwell, watching you collude with the defense like this, I see that you are no prosecutor. Begone, witness! You shall haunt this sacred hall no more. How dare you treat me like some evil spirit to be exorcised. I remember this, you blackguard. Don't worry, Prosecutor Blackwell. I've got this. Would I have my way, he would not be the only one here to step down. You half-boiled putrid egg yolk. Ew, I object to the notion that I'm a gooey, smelly mess. Prosecutor Blackwell's testimony was like the lowly opening act of a Rakugo show. He may hold the title of prosecutor, but this time, he stood on the side of the defense. To restore balance to this trial, I would like to present an actual witness for the prosecution. And who is this witness? The person who was with Prosecutor Blackwell when the body was discovered. He is another entertainer of the Tenido school. It's Gairu Tenido. Tenido. Yo, the heels? Oh. Okay. Okay. Okie doke. Please state your name and occupation, witness. Hello everyone, I'm here to represent the Tenido School with a twisty twist. What is with... I don't. I don't. Okay, that was impressive. And balloon! There you have it, a stunning balloon hat. It's me, the balloon artist you all know and love, Gairu Tenido. Call me Gairu, sweetie. 1, 2, balloon! Okay, that was definitely some physics. What a way to capture your audience's attention. I dare say I can't take my eyes off those balloons. I'm sure you can't. Please tell me you're talking about the hats, Your Honor. Hopefully he is. Oh, Mr. Judgy, I'm so glad you liked my performance. Would you consider joining my fan club? Witty please. Oh, absolutely. And please save your fanboying for after the trial, Your Honor. Anyway, Gairu, I can't help but notice you seem awfully cheerful for having just lost your master. Of course I'm sad. But Shisho would scold me if I didn't put on a big smile. Never show sadness. Smile, smile, smile with a twisty twist twist. This is fucking Pinkie Pie incarnate. Jesus Christ. And blue, there you have it. One gorgeous cake. I see. I guess an entertainer's got to do what an entertainer's got to do. A blue knot's worse than a Rorschach test, and all I saw was a severed monster head. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Gairu, you're obviously a blue knot artist. How did you come to be a member of a Rakugo school? Well, my father, my late father that is, the Rakugo artist, you see. I joined the Tonido school to be just like my daddy someday. I see. My father and I owe so much to Shisho, our master, but that bucky whap. Oh, how could he? I want to see him pay for what he's done as quickly as possible. Your distress is entirely understandable, and my condolences for your loss. And not only that, but you have more to say about Mr. Wet? Every time he comes to deliver soba to us, he yells at me. He always tells me to get away. Is there any reason why he would say such a thing to you? He says the smell of my perfume will get into his soba and ruin it. Like, how can he say that? This is a great scent. How very rude of him. I don't blame you for being upset. Excuse me, Your Honor, but please don't let Gairu's balloons bias your judgment. Mr. Wet hasn't been proven guilty yet, remember? It will be interesting to see how long that fire of yours will last, offense. Now then, Gairu, please share the truth with this court. Yes, Gairu, your testimony, please. Before the murder was discovered. From 4 PM to a little after 4:20 PM, where Shisho's body was found, Simon and I were standing in the hallway in front of the dressing room. Before we discovered the body, the only person who had gone in there was Bucky. Come to think of it, a little while before Bucky showed up, Jugamu was barking like mad. Prosecutor Blackquill, do you have any objections to this witness's testimony? No. Just make up your bloody mind, sad monk Samadhi. First you exercised me, now this. You need only do as you were instructed by this humble servant of the Holy Mother. As there are no objections, Your Honor, let us move on to the salvation of the victim's soul. Hey, I'm the defense attorney here, Prosecutor Samadhi, and I just might have an objection or two once I actually cross-examine the witness. So what are you asking Prosecutor Blackquill for? I'm the one you should be checking with. There is a passage in the sacred scriptures of Koreanism. Is there now? To stir the wind is beyond the power of a spring chick. In other words, the inexperienced are useless. With that in mind, it seemed more judicious to consult Prosecutor Blackquill. Bruh, you're just gatekeeping. Ha ha ha! He doesn't even see you as an adversary, Sykes Donald. Well, I won't let either one of you insult me. Show you I'm no inexperienced spring chick. Your Honor, I'm ready to cross-examine the witness. I hope you can make Prosecutor Samadhi see you as a worthy adversary, Miss Sykes. I'll allow your cross-examination, so you'd better strike while the iron is hot. You have to allow it anyway, that's part of the freaking procedure. The judge seems rather one-sided. Just a tad. I'm guessing Jugamu was the dog. Jugamu? That's my doggy! I keep him at the theatre. Let's see. With a twisty twist twist. And blue, there you have it. My cute little Jugamu. He's kind of creepy looking. Oh, but he's a really, really good boy. And why was Jugamu barking? Do you think it's because he saw someone suspicious? If so, then we'd have a new suspect in this case. Now why was he barking again? Oh, I remember, because it was time for me to feed him. So I went into his yard and gave him some food. Could somebody have slipped into the dressing room while you were doing that? Nope. The door out into the yard was wide open. I would have seen if anybody went into the dressing room. Prosecutor Blackwell, come down to the stand for a sec, please. Humph. How many times must I do this? You saw what Gyro was talking about, right? So why didn't you mention it before? Humph. I can't be expected to remember every minute detail. Well, remember them now, please. Did Gyro go out into the yard? Yes, I remember now that she went to feed Jugamu. I saw her looking towards the dressing room quite frequently as well. Do you recall anything else? It looked as though she were feeding the dog a great quantity of dumplings or something. Jugamu couldn't finish them all, so he buried the rest in the corner of the yard. That's about all I can remember. It looks like Gyro was telling the truth. Your Honor, I'd like Gyro's last statement added to her testimony. As you wish, defense. I was in the yard, but the door was wide open, so I can keep watch on the dressing room.
Objection!
Objection! So, you were able to keep an eye on the dressing room while you were out in the yard. Is that correct? That's right, the door out into the yard was wide open. Sorry, but that makes zero sense. Take a look at this diagram of the backstage area. There is a clear contradiction between this diagram and the witness's testimony. Oh? I'm afraid I don't understand, Miss Sykes. Please point out what contradicts the witness's testimony. That, right?
Take that!
Gyro was in the yard near the doghouse. Prosecutor Blackwell even saw her there. And while she was out there, the door to the yard had been left open. Ah, I see. Yes, if the door to the yard was wide open, as Gyro said, it would have blocked her view, making it impossible for her to see the dressing room. What? No way! But even if there were admittedly a few moments Gyro was not keeping watch, how much would that really affect this case? It would greatly affect the case. From the spot Prosecutor Blackwell stood, he couldn't see the dressing room door either. Anyone could have entered the dressing room during that time without being seen. Eek! Oh, blue popped. I like the double slam. Bam bam! It's like the fucking Law and Order thing. Boom boom! Gyro, why did you try to hide the fact that you weren't watching the dressing room? What?
Objection.
Hide the fact? You speak as though you think she had something to do with the murder. Rather than deliberate deception, it was most likely a simple oversight. Right, witness? Well, I was so shocked by what happened, I was just confused, that's all. Even though she is trying to keep up a brave front as an entertainer, the truth is that she is being torn apart by grief. For her mind to be in turmoil is hardly unexpected. Yes, it must be very difficult indeed. To a disciple, one's master is akin to a real parent. Surely her shock is immense. The way this lawyer tries to pin the blame on this poor soul at the first opportunity. All I can say is, defense attorneys are heartless creatures indeed. But that wasn't what I was trying to do. Is it beyond your comprehension, defense? Your unskilled argument is scarring this witness even further. Clap. And we asked the people in this courtroom, I'm sure they would agree. What? The gallery doesn't get a say in this. Are you afraid to find out that they think ill of you, or that perhaps you are in the wrong? Listen to them now with that keen sense of hearing you are so proud of. That's right, that was harsh. You didn't have to go that far. I feel kind of sorry for the witness. Why is the lawyer's outfit so yellow? No, I was just trying to find the truth. Why is the whole gallery siding with Prosecutor Samadhi? The people understand. They know what is right and what is wrong. That lawyer's still in training, isn't she? Why is she all by herself? I hear the voices of the gallery. I can hear the voices of their hearts. It's so intense. I feel so alone up here fighting by myself. Are you afraid, child? It is ludicrous to come to trial with such paltry preparation of the soul. I command you to leave this courtroom at once. But I can't give up. I have to. I have to keep pressing on. As long as there was a moment when nobody was watching the dressing room door, the defendant can't be convicted solely on Prosecutor Blackwell and Gary's testimonies. Even now, you would continue to resist? You are childish and defeat as well, I see. I'm not out for the count yet, Buster. I'm just getting started. This is just a slang match, like slinging match. We're just insulting each other. It's nothing to do with the case. We're just like throwing hands. Despite your posturing, is it not true that your resolve could crumble at any moment? But a little push, you would surely succumb to despair. A little push such as with this piece of conclusive evidence. Conclusive evidence, huh? That is correct. We found a critical piece of evidence at the scene of the crime. The victim's dying message, which clearly implicates the accused, Bucky Wet. Look at these Japanese playing cards known as karuta lined up on the table. These special English version karuta cards spell out a message. A message, wet number 4. Wet number 4? You mean wet noodle number 4? Yes, wet noodle number 4 as the 4th head chef of Wet Sober is also known. This message points to none other than the accused Bucky Wet. No! That makes perfect sense, doesn't it? Wow, great job, Mr. Prosecutor. Oh no, this is really, really bad. What do I do? What do I do? Would you still carry on your futile fight in the face of this irrefutable evidence? You can say whatever you want, but we won't know until we... It is cruel to give the accused false hope. You will only compound his suffering. Wise people of the courtroom, do you not agree? Right, it's cruel to make him suffer when there's conclusive evidence. What an incompetent noob! I feel bad for the victim and the defendant. What? But I'm trying to prove Mr. Wet's innocence here. I know you can hear them, defense. Their voices implore you to save the accuser's soul. It is time for you to let it go and move on, you inexperienced lawyer. You lack the competence with which to accomplish anything meaningful here. Is he right? Is this too much for me to handle on my own? What good is she doing anybody? She should just quit right now. Ugh. Now, defense, leave everything to this humble servant of the Holy Mother.
Silence.
Oh shit. We got a silence. Oh shit, he's here. Trying to use your keen sense of hearing against you to manipulate the trial, Athena. What a cheap trick for a supposedly holy man. Simon? Hell yeah. And you fop doodles in the gallery. Can't a man watch a trial in peace? This inexperienced amateur is about to turn the trial around. Does that prosecutor really think she can turn things around? The mood in this courtroom is starting to change. Prosecutor Blackwell, what are you doing at the defense's bench? I grew bored of watching from the gallery. Besides, if I were to leave this trial to this spring chick and lose my favourite sober shop in the process, I will be quite cross. You voluntarily stand on the side of impurity and sin? Truly, what a fool you are. To think you were so easily manipulated by his parlor tricks. Whatever happened to qualified and capable, Athena? I just let my guard down a little bit, but it won't happen again. And gird up your loins and steel yourself for battle. I'm not girding up anything in this skirt, but I am ready to get serious. It seems there is now yet another soul I must cast down into hell. I was in prison for a long time, and hell sounds no worse than cell, to be honest. Ah, but the fires of hell will not be the end of your suffering. For the sin you have just committed, you shall surely be reborn as a panda in your next life. Well, that doesn't sound too bad. A white and black reverse panda, that is. And you shall be put in the zoo to be exposed to public ridicule. A threat like that won't work on Prosecutor Blackwell. After all, he's already used to looking like a panda in this life. Who are you calling a panda? Sorry. I see that you are both prepared to face the fires of damnation. Kaoru, thank you for your service. You may step down now. Okie dokie. Bye bye, balloon. Does everything have to be about balloons for her? Now then. I have a witness prepared to testify about the Karuta cards. And who is the witness this time? The first to discover the body, and someone who witnessed the crime scene firsthand. Mr. Uendo Tenido. The time has come for that ponytailed pair over there to finally let it all go and move on. Very well, let's bring in this witness then. At least we've got a silence. Oh, hey man. Witness, please state your name and occupation. I am the Rakugo storyteller, Uendo Tenido. In my performance isn't worth watching, I will certainly watch my words. I wouldn't want to say anything thoughtless and get arrested. After all, that'd be a Raku no-no! Hehe. Thank you everybody, good night.
Hold it!
You can't leave yet, you've only just introduced yourself. Oh my. Are you a fan of mine, miss? Would you like my autograph? One moment. Well, this guy's definitely full of himself. Ow! What do you think you're doing? No need to stand on ceremony, my fan deserves a fan after all. A fan for a fan! Nice one, hehe. Oh, whatever it isn't Simon. How are you on this fine day, sir? Quite a dilly of a pickle we found ourselves in, wouldn't you say? I don't believe I've ever seen you talk quite so much, Wendo. Never performed at a place like this, you know. I got butterflies here, can't you see? Hehe. Why do I always get the weird ones? Pardon me, witness. As much as I enjoy your banter, I believe we had better return to the case at hand. Ah, I suppose you're right. In that case... I was promoted to Futatsume yesterday and received the stage name of Uendo. The show was our way of celebrating my new name and middle rank standing. And then that happened. Huh. I never dreamed something like that would happen, not in a million years. Just as I got my chance to start repaying my debt to Shisho, too. Yeah, plus I'm worried about Gairu. The way she clung to Shisho, oh, poor thing, I told her to keep a stiff upper lip. Stiff like rigor mortis. Keep telling those lame jokes and Shisho will come scold you from the grave. I wouldn't mind getting yelled at, you know, if it meant seeing him again. Wendo, please, as charming as your various characters are, this isn't a Rakugo stage. Let's hear your testimony now, witness. Tell the court about the evidence left at the scene, the proof of the accused's guilt. Dun dun dun. Shisho's dying message. I noticed Shisho's dying message right away. The stiff cards were right there next to the stiff, you see. Hey now, enough with the silly puns already, hehe. Anyway, I got the meaning right away. I knew it must have been talking about Bucky. That was the Master's final message, left as he was drowning in soba broth. It's so like Shisho not to write Bucky's name outright. Plain and simple wasn't his style. Well, that was certainly a more entertaining testimony than usual. The variety of characters performed by the witness was absolutely splendid. But he shouldn't be performing any characters in the first place, Your Honor. And Uendo, the murder weapon hasn't been determined yet. How can you say that the victim was drowned in soba broth? It's obvious. All you had to do is look at the crime scene. He was found with his face shoved in a bowl. A man accidentally choked to death. It's only natural to assume he was drowned in the broth for the noodles. Except we're not here to assume things, Uendo, so please stick to just the facts. My, it's so like a sober chef to kill someone this way, wouldn't you say? And with the Karuta message he left behind, it's clear Bucky Wet did it. Setting aside the issue of the murder weapon for now, that dying message certainly does seem to be irrefutable evidence. Indeed, it proves the absolute guilt of the accused. Even I've got to admit that I can't see how that message can mean anything else. Bucky used sober for the deed, or to get back the sober shop deed. This testimony makes Mr. Wet look super guilty. I have to do something. That's his conclusive evidence. What a farce. What do you mean, Simon? What's this? I thought you said you weren't planning on asking me for help. Ah, I did and I won't, thank you very much. I must have found an inconsistency in the testimony. I better listen carefully and try to see what he found. Is this meant to be like a fucking coming of age like case for Athena? Bum 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 bum. Well, I mean, obviously he was strangled, not drowned.
Objection!
There's a contradiction in Wendo's testimony. And would you care to explain where, Miss Sykes? Certainly, Your Honour. According to the autopsy report, nothing unusual was found in the victim's lungs. Ah, yes, it does say that, doesn't it? If he had drowned in the bowl of soba, then there should have been soba broth in his lungs. But since there wasn't any, it means the victim was suffocated with something other than soba broth. Go! What? Oh, I like the music. This is the contradiction you noticed, isn't it, Simon? Heh, not bad. Not bad at all. Hehehe, I guess I showed you. But if drowning in the soba broth wasn't the cause of death, then when was the victim's face thrust into that bowl? Over Tanita's face was thrust into the bowl. Yes, it was during the murder. Let me contradict myself immediately. Because no soba broth was discovered in the victim's lungs, his head must have been placed in the bowl after he was killed. And that's when the soba broth must have been spilled onto the Karuta cards. In other words, the victim could not have lined the cards up as he was drowning. I see. It was done after he was already dead. But why would the culprit do such a thing? I'm afraid I don't know yet. Heh. You boast of psychological expertise, yet you cannot determine such a simple motive? My sides are liable to split at the absurdity. What? And I suppose you know why? Of course. Desecrating the body in that manner indicates a strong sense of enmity on the part of the perpetrator. Yes, that does make sense. It certainly paints a clear picture of the culprit's intense feelings towards the victim. Feelings of resentment over the theft of the sober shop's deed, no doubt. That's great. None of the judges an even more unfavourable impression of Bucky.
Silence.
Must she come undone at every juncture? If the culprit had time enough to set up Master Tanita's body, do you think they would have honestly failed to notice the dying message? Good point. The cards were right in front of his body, after all. Rationally speaking, there's no way the culprit could have missed that, huh? Ah, but was the accused rational at the time, given the way he stormed out of that room?
Silence.
Never mind that. I have something more important to ask Endo. Me? You saw the Karuta cards firsthand, did you not? Would you care to tell us about them in a bit more detail? Those tiny crime scene photos show us precious little of what I wish to know. Well, those cards are from Shisho's special Soba Scenes of Tokyo Past set. Each card is related in some way to Soba. Spare me the history lesson, just tell me how the cards looked at the scene and no more. Well, there was Soba broth spilled all over them. That's not much help, I'm afraid. What's good, Samadhi? Do you have a photo that shows the cards more clearly? I do. Please accept this meager offering, Your Honor. Oh my, what delightful looking cards! Well. Carrying Prosecutor Sad Monk's conclusive evidence part should be a breeze with this. Don't tell me you haven't noticed. Oh yeah, it doesn't make sense, does it? Don't be silly, of course I have. Not noticed anything, but I can't exactly say that now, can I? Miss Sykes, do you really see a problem with the prosecution's claim about these cards? Well, go on then. Alright, it's do or die. All I have to do is study the picture and... these cards were rearranged. These cards were rearranged. But how can you tell? Please take a good look at these cards, Your Honor. The answer is right in front of us. Where exactly should we be looking, Miss Sykes? Sober rough stains. Please focus your attention on the sober broth stains on these cards. The outline of these stains don't match up with the larger stain on the table. Oh, would you look at that? You're absolutely right. And? Please recall that the sober broth was spilled and got on the cards after the murder, when the victim's face was placed in the bowl. Yes, go on. By the stains, we can see that the culprit deliberately rearranged the cards after that. In other words, this message was altered in order to pin the crime on my client. What? Then, if we put the cards back in their original positions, we can restore the evidence and see who the cards were really pointing towards. That's true. Oh, gun. Then what are we waiting for? Let's do this. All I have to do is rearrange the cards so that the stains match up. Let's see. Where was this W card originally? Oy, oy. Ooh, fun. Up there, right? Perfect! Okay, the H card is next. Let's see, where was this H card originally? H. Be that one, right? Yes. Now the E card. E. Let's see, what was the E card originally? Up there. Perfect match. Next up is the T card. Down there, I guess. Great! That fits right in there. Now the N card. The N card, ooh. I don't know about that, man. There! That looks good. Now, O. O. Ooh, ew. Ouch. Nice, almost done now. The last card is 4th. Oh, in 4th.
Take that!
So the message, wet number 4, was originally supposed to say, oh, in 4th. And its original message is our clue to the identity of the true culprit. What? Heh, that indignant look on Prosecutor Sad Monk's face is positively priceless. This is absurd! So it was originally 0 in 4th? It wasn't wet number 4? Maybe the lawyer is smarter than we thought. Order! Order in the court! Well, I never would have imagined that there was more to these cards than meets the eye. So now that that's settled, what does this 0 in 4th mean? Wait, am I... Who else do you suppose is to provide an explanation? Of course it's you! But I hadn't thought that far yet. Change the cards around all you like, but if you cannot explain what the message means, then this is as worthless as you are, defense. But no... And so the spring chick that fancied itself a graceful swan is brought back down to earth. I have to do something, but what? Still your thoughts for a second. There's a perfectly good witness to question over there. Oh, right, that's a good idea. Come on, Athena, get a hold of yourself. Wendo, does the phrase 0 in 4th mean anything to you? No, there's no one named Owen in the Tonedo family or our circle of friends. Go ahead, ask anybody you like. You can't be serious. Having rummaged through your empty mind, I see you have, as expected, turned up nothing. Humph. I'm afraid I have no idea who the devil this 0 in 4th is either. But the fact remains that the cards were rearranged to pin the blame on Mr. Wet. That in itself proves that the defendant isn't the real culprit. Dun dun! Prosecutor Blackwell is right. Besides, the important question here is not who does the message point to, but rather, who rearranged the cards? Why didn't you point that out earlier if you already knew? Sorry. In any case, there were two opportunities for someone to rearrange the cards. The first was when Mr. Wet entered the dressing room, and the second was when Uendo discovered the body. Are you accusing me of rearranging the cards? Me, who came to testify out of the goodness of my heart? Well, you didn't exactly come running out screaming straight away, did you? Even a mere 2 to 3 minutes is more than enough time to get up to some devilry. What exactly were you doing in there, Uendo? Dude, I love how we teaming up with Blackwell. I love it. Sip, sip. Put down the tea and spit out your answer. Mr. Prosecutor, what's a guy supposed to do at a time like this? Violence is more precious than diamonds, witness. Therefore, you need only stay silent. The defense is devious. They are waiting for you to make a slip of the tongue. Oh, I see. So that's what they're after, is it? In that case. Your Honor, I've decided not to say another word. Very good. After all, your right to remain silent is protected by law. Well, Prosecutor Blackwell, any other brilliant ideas you'd like to share? Hehehe. Did you hear that, Sykes Dono? A Rakugo artist is afraid to speak. Who's ever heard of such a thing? Are you trying to taunt him into talking? Such a petty trick will never work. That's right, I'm not going to fall for it. I'm only asking to hear your story. Besides, is it not your job to tell your tales if there is an audience to listen? Even so, I have the right to refuse to answer. The more you keep quiet, the more we want you to talk. That's simply human nature. Isn't that right, people of the gallery? Even with this wonderful audience in front of you, you still refuse to talk? If so, then perhaps you chose the wrong line of work, my friend. Are you saying I should quit? Because I'm not afraid to speak my mind, I have you know. Oh no, never mind what I just said. It is scary to talk, it's absolutely terrifying. But no, as a Rakugo artist, I must talk. If I don't, how can I ever show my face on stage again? Your Honor! I'm ready to testify. He did it, he managed to convince Uendo of his power suggestion technique. Bully for you, Uendo. That's as a real Rakugo artist should be. Alright, if the witness wishes to testify, then by all means please do. Be turned by such an obvious ploy. What a man of weak spirit. Witness testimony. In the dressing room. After my performance, I went to visit Shisho. I called to him from outside the room, but he didn't reply. When I entered the dressing room, I saw Shisho slumped over the table, motionless! From what I can tell, there do not appear to be any inconsistencies in the testimony. Of course there aren't any, because I'm not trying to hide anything. Prosecutor Samadi's right, I don't see anything inconsistent either. But I did pick up on some fake discord in Wendo's heart. Ponder all you would like, defense, but it is pointless. Your Honor, I believe there is no need for further deliberation. I disagree, Your Honor. I detected discord in the voice of the witness's heart. Holy shit. That's a clear indication that Wendo is facing some sort of inner turmoil. Are you saying what I think you're saying, Miss Sykes? Yes, Your Honor. Defense would like to conduct a quick therapy session on this witness. Wendo, there is no need for you to submit to this so-called therapy. Fine by me. I have nothing to hide. Bring it on. Impetuous fool! Why will you not listen to the guidance of this humble servant of the Holy Mother? You're badgering the witness. If the witness wishes to proceed, I see no problem, prosecutor. Hehehe. In one ear and out the other. It seems this performer has no need for your so-called guidance, Prosecutor Sadmonk. Just know this, Uendo, your folly will surely earn you divine retribution. I like the slinging match going on between fucking Blackwell and Samadhi. It's so good. Thanks, Simon. I'm going to make the most of this opportunity you created for me. Heh, just keep your wits about you. I will. Uendo, can you tell us again about what happened in the dressing room? once I went to visit Shisho. Called to him from outside the thing. He didn't reply. When I entered the dressing room, I saw Shisho slumped over the table, motionless.
Got it.
He wasn't shocked. I'm noticing something strange with these emotions. Some thin stranger with cheesy toast skin, you say? No, something strange with these emotions. How could you have heard some thin stranger with cheesy toast skin? I don't know. Maybe it's me who's got some cheese in my ears. Did he will the floor to open up and swallow his cushions out of shame for that bad joke? I don't know what that means. The point I'm trying to make is that I noticed something unexpected in your emotions. Now stop hiding and come out where we can see you. Bailiff, please bring the witness a few replacement cushions. So what was this unexpected thing you noticed? Oh, come on. There's honestly a few cushions, not a few dozen. Now that we've all had a good laugh, please continue, Miss Sykes. Who's laughing? Focus, Athena. Don't let yourself get rattled. When you entered the room and saw your master slump motionless over the table, you weren't the least bit shocked to Endo. Don't you think that's a little odd? Is it, though? The lack of surprise means you were prepared for what you saw. And I think I know why. The reason Endo wasn't shaken when he saw his master's dead body is because he was zoned out. He has an entertainer guts. Absolutely. Endo, I think maybe the reason you weren't shaken was because you already knew you would find your master dead. Pure! What? What kind of a thing is that to say? You got it all wrong. Oh, right. I just remembered something. I thought Shisho was just sleeping when I first saw him. Hee hee. You thought he was sleeping? That sounds plausible, but... What made you think he was asleep? Well, he had his head and arms up on the table as if he were taking a nap. Oh, and one other thing. There was that note too. A note? What note? Ah, you must be talking about this. Resting, do not disturb. It appears to have been written by the victim. Allow me to read it. Resting, do not disturb. Yes, that's the note I saw. After reading that, who wouldn't think Shisho was napping? That is a pretty reasonable assumption. You gotta be kidding me. Why is it torn? That's right. I saw this note, so that's why I thought Shisho was asleep. I want to change my testimony to include that statement. Alright, I'll run an update. Bomb. Happy. He's not sad anymore. But something seemed off, so I rushed over to him. Why Yangi? Endo, I noticed something funny in your emotions again. Funny, you say? I guess an entertainer of my caliber can make people laugh, even with my emotions. I didn't mean that kind of funny, quite the opposite actually. When you entered the dressing room, I see that you suddenly felt anger. What I want to know is, what made you feel angry all of a sudden? What? Let's see. Oh, yeah, now I remember. As I was going in, I whacked my little piggy on something. I was annoyed at my own clumsiness. Hehe. Wait, you mean you stubbed your pinky toe? Just a little bump on my little piggy. No big deal. It's embarrassing, really. Sounds a lot more like he's hiding something. I better dig a bit deeper. No need to be embarrassed, Endo, but I'm afraid it's something we do need to look into. I don't really see anything you could have stubbed your toe on in the area around the dressing room door in this picture, but maybe there was something there at the time. Endo, what exactly did you stub your toe on? What an irrelevant question. You dishonoured the soul of the victim with these unnecessary delays. You tell her, really, who doesn't stub their toe every once in a while? Trust me, I know. It sucks. I mentioned it before. I guess I mentioned it to anyone who's new here. It's a double-edged sword with me, like, stubbing my toe. With diabetes and everything. Because on the one hand, it still fucking hurts. It still hurts. Like, bruh. But on the flip side, it's a good thing that it does hurt. Because it means I still have, like, functional feet. Because with diabetes, if you suddenly have, like, numbness in your feet and you can't feel anything, you can't feel your feet, then that's bad. That's real bad. But, you know, stubbing my toe is like, it hurts, but thank God it's hurting. Because at least my feet are still working. Yeah. You really gotta fuss over every small detail like this? Well, the thing is... even the most subtle fluctuations of a person's psyche can clue us into the truth. That's why it's important to get to the bottom of this question. That's why I back down now. Who knows what new insults Simon will hurl my way. Is there really no trace of what Uendo stubbed his toe on by the door? Why in the world might have been there then, but it's not there now? The fridge.
Take that!
Please take a good look at this photo of the crime scene. Oh yeah, he did get dragged. Do you see it? This long track that goes from the door all the way across the room? Now that you mention it, I do see traces of someone getting dragged. And the drag mark ends... there, at the TV. This implies that the TV was originally by the door. I'm convinced that this TV is the object the witness stubbed his toe on. Well, Wendo, how about it? Yes, you're right, it was the TV. Ooh, 10%. There, the noise level dropped again. Yes, I stubbed my pinky toe on the TV. But what of it? Why is this so important to you? So the noise went down, but hasn't completely disappeared yet. Which means he's still hiding something. Okay, then let's try this tactic instead. Wonder why was the TV moved there? Shisho must have moved it so he could watch my routine. But what a place to put it, right in the middle of the doorway like that. I didn't want to bump into it again, so I put it back where it belonged. Performances on stage can be viewed in the dressing room using that TV. That's right, it's a closed-circuit monitor that shows the stage. I see. Now what? I can't find anything else out of place. And I still haven't gotten the noise level down to 0 yet. Simon, I'm still getting noise here, but I don't see anything else fishy. This is precisely why amateurs are such a bother. Sorry. I'm in no mood to play nursemaid here, but if that's what it takes to save the soba shop... Hoi, Wendo. Here's a curiosity for you. This table Master Tanito has slumped over looks like it was moved. Did you happen to bump into it while you were moving the TV back? Oh my, yes, you're right. TV hit the table and Shisho's body moved with a jolt. That's when I first realized that Shisho was dead. Oh, but how scared I was. I see. Thank you. I'm finally getting a more precise picture of how the body was discovered. But I'd wager you need to put the spurs to Uendo just a trifle longer. Right. I can't keep asking Simon to bail me out like this. It's time for me to regain my footing and really stand on my own. Uendo, what you said just now about discovering your master's death, could you please describe all of that again for the court in detail? Alright. But before you do, let me just plug in the latest information. Then... info update. I went into the dressing room to stub my toe on this TV. Oh shoot. Thing is slumped over that cluttered table. Oh, Shisho. That's odd. After the initial shock of finding the victim dead, you're active with surprise again? What was it that surprised you, Endo, besides your master's death? What do you mean? What's more, you were even more surprised the second time than the first. What could have surprised you more than finding your late master? Search me. You little thing, you must have made a mistake.
Silence.
The girl is as sharp as a trout, to be sure. But her ability to hear people's emotions is absolute. Now, get to remembering, Wendo. What was it that surprised you? That was a compliment, right? Backhanded one, but yes. Well, oh shit. Oh dear. No, we pushed him too hard and now he's mentally ill all over the place. Oh, mentally ill. Mentally all over the place. Sorry. His emotions are completely out of control. Out of control? Care to explain how that's relevant? You know how normally I listen for the hidden emotions of the witness's voice, right? From there I look for inconsistencies between their testimony and those emotions. But sometimes a person's feelings can run too high, making it hard to get proper readings. That's how your Matrix program works. Fascinating. Ordinarily, it's just one emotion that runs out of control, but it seems there's nothing ordinary about this time. Ugh, Overload. Oh, fuck. Didn't reply. Open the door, I thought you were sleeping. I tried to enter the dressing room, but stubbed my toe on the TV. When I put the TV back in its normal spot, I realized that Shisha was dead. Being slumped like that. I knew it! What's got your knickers all in a bunch now? Wendo has multiple emotions running out of control at the same time. I've never seen anything like this, ever! How does one bring a situation like this back under control? Didn't you remember the last game, frickin' Athena? I had to find the root cause of this tangled mess before I could treat him. If I can identify what is causing this emotional rampage, then I can probe to dive in further. I need to point to what I think is the root cause and hit probe again. Through this process, I can identify exactly what's causing Uendo so much distress. And that will help bring his emotions back under control. In that case, let's get started, shall we? Alright, I can't guarantee success, but it's definitely worth a shot. And look for the root cause of Uendo's rampaging emotions. That's just me when I stomp. He didn't reply. No. Sleeping. Yeah, why was he looking at the cards? I get it now. The cards were the root of it all. Don't try to deny it! You can't hide your feelings from me. The dying message that was left at the scene of the crime is what was causing you distress. And if the dying message was the cause of all those feelings, then that means the phrase Owen Forth must mean something to you. Ugh. Bye-bye. There, noise level 0, finally. The dying message consists of 2 words, Owen and Forth, and neither of these 2 words have anything to do with this witness. This topic warrants no further argument. Sure, there may not seem to be any direct connection between Uendo and the message. For now. But why don't you wait and decide what's necessary after you hear my theory? Heh, I trust you've hit upon something, Athena. Yep, if my theory is right, we can finally solve the case of Uendo and the mysterious Owen the Fourth. Heh, well go on then. I can already tell this promises to be interesting. Now, please share your theory with the court, Miss Sykes. There was something puzzling to me about Uendo's out-of-control emotions just now. Namely, that there were 3 distinct reactions present. I'd never seen that before, and I wondered how it could be possible. Is there a conclusion to this meandering musing of yours? Hold your horses, I'm getting there. I'm holding several horses, don't worry. So, could a person flip between 3 distinct emotions of such intensity like a switch? In the end, I concluded that it just wasn't possible. Ha ha ha! So that's it, is it? A bit unconventional, but I grant that it's possible within the realm of psychology. Within the realm of psychology? I'm afraid you'll have to explain it for the old man up here on the bench. Your Honor, my theory is that Uendo is a robot! With so many distinct personas, it's clear to me that Uendo has dissociative identity disorder. Like split. What does that even mean? Your Honor, the defense would treat this trial as a child's jest. Multiple personality disorder? A preposterous proposition indeed. Would you not agree, witness? How did she know? How did she figure it out? Pokunka! I can't believe it. I did it, Simon. I've read papers on it before, but to think I'd see a case of it for myself. Blimey, Rakugo artists tell stories as different characters, but as different personalities? Hey you, lawyer girl. You got a problem with us? Huh? No. No problem at all. Well, this is all very hard to believe. But now that we've established that the witness has multiple personalities, could each of them please introduce themselves to this court? Uendo Tenido, I'm a Rakugo storyteller, as you know. Hello everybody, Patches, the friendly jester here, hee. Kizugawa, court's son. And is that all of you? Yes, that's all of us. So there are 3 personalities in total, Uendo, Patches, and Kizugawa, huh? Well, Simon, what do you think now? That you're one lucky duck. Just be glad they were dense enough to help you out. Can't you just straight up say I did great for a change? Heh. You appear to be quite proud of your self-defense. All you have done is infringe upon the privacy of the witness. I couldn't disagree more, prosecutor. Now that we know there are 3 personalities, a new way for us to interpret the meaning of a certain piece of evidence has arisen. New interpretation? Ooh, now I'm very curious. What is this piece of evidence you're talking about, Miss Sykes? Knowing what we know about Uendo and his personalities, this now makes perfect sense.
Take that!
The Karuta cards. That's right, Your Honor. Recall the original dying message left at the scene. We didn't have a clue as to what Owen Forth could have possibly meant. But now with this new information about Uendo and his personalities, isn't it possible that Owen Forth actually means a secret 4th personality of Uendo's? A personality named Owen? What? That's what I was thinking. Okonga! Uendo must have kept his dissociative identity disorder from us because he didn't want to be associated in any way with that dying message. No, that's not why. He kept that disorder a secret for a different reason altogether. We've been taking advantage of our affliction to act out various Rakugo characters. If word of this got out, well, our reputation as a Rakugo artist would be tarnished, as would the Tenido name. That's why we kept it a secret from everyone except members of the Tenido school. But really, there is no 4th personality, it's just the 3 of us in here. A plausible enough sounding story. But it doesn't prove you didn't rearrange the cards, does it? But... I will concede that it is highly likely that the witness rearranged the cards. Prosecutor Samadhi actually agreeing with us? However, is it not also possible that the accused killed Master Tenido? I don't know. And then left that message in order to frame the witness? Ugh. And upon noticing the cards when he found the victim's body, Uendo rearranged them. Fantastic tale, but a tale nonetheless. No one outside the Tenido school knew about Uendo's multiple personalities. Uendo just finished saying so himself. That is a true, but ultimately meaningless point. The witness was only in the dressing room for 2 to 3 minutes. That's far too little time to commit murder, wouldn't you say? And who's to say he couldn't have done it before his discovery? He's like, no. That spring chick memory of yours. Have you already forgotten Prosecutor Blackwell's testimony? Simon's testimony? Oh. Gary was escorting me to the dressing room, but we heard the sound of Rakugo being performed from within. Thinking the master was rehearsing, we decided to wait in the hall until he was done. smack. That's right, until just a few moments before Uendo entered the dressing room, Typhoid Tanita was confirmed to still be alive. Ugh, no. Not only that, but Uendo was on stage until just before he discovered the body. A bulletproof alibi that I've already confirmed with several audience members. Oh no. I also heard that his Rakugo performance that day was a steaming pile of... Well, you get the picture. Yes, I'm afraid so. Really stunk up the stage I did. Hee hee. And yet, I have a perfect alibi. Indeed, why not land the coup de grace on the defense by describing your alibi, witness? Okie dokie smoky. Okay, but which one's giving the frickin' alibi? Uendo's alibi. I was on stage until just moments before I went into the dressing room. The entire audience was my witness. I'm covering up the thing on the top left that says testimony, but you know what? That's fine. I don't think we need to see that. But my performance was a huge bust. Not a single soul laughed. I'll never be able to live down how terribly I bombed during that very important show. Uendo was on stage before he found the body, so he could not have committed this crime. It is time to let it all go, defense, and move on. Well, get this, Prosecutor Samari. The Wright Anything Agency never gives up. We fight to the bitter end. Beh. Allow me to say this once more. Let it go and move on. Allow me to say once more, I'm never giving up. Let it go and... Never! This is pointless. You should have taken advantage of this opportunity while you could, you foolish child. Your worthless convictions only serve to prolong the accused's suffering. If words will not sway you, then perhaps pain will. Oh no, anything but this. Again, you're just assaulting the... Eek! Yuck! What's the big idea, Prosecutor Samari? That was but a small dose of punishment for your misguided convictions. Are you now a bit more inclined to give up as I'm instructed? As if. In that case, you must require another dose. Oh, hell yeah. Not bloody likely. Ugh. I don't give two flips about your beliefs. But if Sykes don't know what to submit to you here, I won't be able to eat good sober anymore. That's right. With Mr. Wet's future and Prosecutor Blackwell's stomach, I will never give up. You will rue those words, defense. Of that, I can assure you. Again, this is just freaking a slinging match. This whole freaking case is just us insulting each other. This whole case is just the prosecution and defense throwing hands. Do you have any idea what went wrong? I'm not sure if it was my performance or if it was just that particular audience. Maybe it was the story I picked. But every entertainer knows what this kind of thing happens. This kind of thing happens from time to time. I guess that makes sense. Oh, I wonder how he could have flopped at his own commemorative show. Maybe I should dig into things a bit more. Could you tell me which Rakugo story you performed? I could, but I'm not sure if it would mean anything to the uninitiated. Well, even if I might not get it, can you at least try me? Alright, if you insist. The story I performed is called Tokisoba, otherwise known as Time Soba. I'm sober, huh? Maybe Uendo's right, but he's only said the name of the routine and I'm already lost. Ah, so you performed Time Soba, did you? What? You know it, Prosecutor Samari? In the course of my studies last night, I became familiar with a number of stories. I must say, defense, you would do well to prepare better for your next trial. Ugh. Simon, what's Time Sober about? Look it up yourself. Allow me to give an overview. Story takes place on a winter's night. A man orders a bowl of soba at a street stall. How are you doing, sir? What can I get for you? I see you've got seaweed-topped Hanamaki soba and mixed-topping Shippoku soba. I have a bowl of Shippoku, my good man. It sure is cold tonight, isn't it? But there's nothing like a hot bowl of noodles and soup to warm the soul. You know it, sir. One Shippoku coming right up. So, how's business? Not so great, sir. Is that so? Well, that's great, because things can only get better from here, right? Wow, prosecutor. Customer talks on and on like this. Finally, when he is done eating, he goes to pay for his soba. How much do I owe you? That'll be 16 mon, sir. I see. Sorry, but I only have small change on me. I'll count the coins into your palm, so could you hold out your hand for me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hey, what time is it? It's 9, sir. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Thanks, and bye. Ha 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 ha. Very well done, Prosecutor Samadi. That was excellent. Huh? I don't get it. What was so funny about that? Tisk, don't you see? The customer paid with coins, counting them out one by one. Then just after counting 8, he asked about the time. And the soba vendor answered with 9. Oh, now I get it. He made the vendor say 9, and then he continued counting from 10. Exactly. He cheated the soba vendor out of 1 mon with his smooth talking. The story continues with another man who saw the whole thing and tries to do the same, but he bungles the trick and ends up paying more than 16 mon for his soba. The story ends on that as the punchline. You can look up the rest of the details yourself. Or I'm sure Prosecutor Sadmonk over there would love to perform it for you after court. So basically it's a story about a man cheating on his soba bill. Kind of petty, isn't it? Is that really all you have to say about this classic story? Time soba is such a well-known staple of Rakugo that the skill of the artist... Fine, so you studied a lot, but we haven't the time for a lecture detour right now, Prosecutor Sadmonk. Oh, I wanted to hear a little more. But I suppose it is off topic. Getting back to the matter at hand, Miss Sykes, the witness stated that the story I performed is called Toki Soba, otherwise known as Time Soba. Would you like to add this statement to his testimony? Should I have that statement added to the testimony? Sure, man. Why not? Yes, Your Honor, I'd like to have it added. Very well. Yeah, because it conflicts with the invitation, right? Because the invitation was 4 Time Soba. Oh, no, it showed the things, didn't it? Yeah. Yeah, Time Soba was meant to be done by the master. Oendo was meant to do the Soba Glutton.
Objection!
Oendo, isn't there something odd about the routine you performed? Odd? No, I don't think there's anything odd about it. But that's exactly what I find odd, the fact that you don't think it's odd. Even. We're discussing the witness's alibi at the moment, defense. The show's program is completely irrelevant.
Objection!
That's why you're wrong, Prosecutor Samadi. The reason being, it contradicts the statement the witness just made. Uendo, do you know what this is? No, what is it? This is an invitation to the show sent from Master Tenaido to Prosecutor Blackwell. Included in the invitation is a rundown of the show's program, which clearly states that Time Soba was to be performed by Master Tenaido himself. I went with 2 different pronunciations. Yo! No! Dun dun. Uendo, why did you perform the routine your master was scheduled to do? Well, you see, the reason for that is... How do I say this? You see, let's say it was a prank. Oh, hell yeah, funny YouTube prank. That's right, it was just a little joke, you see. I was trying to surprise Shisho by performing his routine before he did. I don't know if I buy that. Was doing the victim's routine really just for laughs, or... Hey, didn't Simon happen to hear Time Soba coming from the dressing room during Uendo's performance on stage? It seems like too much of a coincidence. Wait, can it be? What's the matter? You look like a hen with a dozen eggs to lay. Don't compare me to birds! And cease this bird brain timidity. If something has occurred to you, then lay it out for us already. Don't breed resentment in those watching your performance. Okay. I don't have a ton of confidence in this theory, but here goes. It looks like Uendo's alibi checks out, Your Honor, but even though he was on stage at the time, he may have been trying to obfuscate a crucial detail about this case. Are you referring to the soba bill the man tried to skimp on in the witness's story? I'm not talking about the Rakugo story, Your Honor. Oh, I'm sorry, but then what are you talking about, Miss Sykes? What Uendo may have been trying to deceive us about what the victim was to perform. Uendo tried to deceive us about the time of the victim's death. What? Eek.
Objection.
Objection. What gibberish! Prosecutor Blackwell even testified to the time of the victim's death. I know, but he only testified that way because he and Gairu had been completely taken in. You mean by the sober bill thing? Would you please forget about the story for a second, Your Honor? I was deceived. Pray tell, how did Uendo manage to deceive two people while he was performing on stage? That's easy. All we had to do was use a certain prop in the dressing room. Oh, and what might that be? The TV again!
Take that!
Closed circuit, right? This TV was used to view what was happening on the stage. Prosecutor Blackwell, when you came to the dressing room, what was Uendo doing? He was performing time sober. Blast, could it be? Yes, it could, and it was. What you and Gairu heard was not Master Toledo practicing his routine. It was Uendo's performance as heard through his TV monitor's speakers. What? With the TV just inside the inner door of the dressing room, it could easily be heard from the hallway outside. And because we knew that Master Toledo was scheduled to perform time sober, we were easily manipulated into thinking he was still alive at the time rehearsing. Yes, your knowledge of the day's program is why the two of you could be fooled this way. Simon, did the voice you hear belong to Master Toledo? With the doors in the way, I couldn't tell exactly who the voice belonged to. But because I heard time sober, I just assumed it was Master Toledo. I can't believe I was taken in by such a simple mind game.
Objection.
All of that is mere conjecture. Where is your proof, defense?
Objection!
Uendo moved the TV back when he discovered the body. After all, we couldn't very well leave it by the door, because then someone might figure out the trick had been playing. No. And there's one more thing about Uendo's actions that's suspicious. And that is the fact that he flopped so badly on such an important occasion. What's so suspicious about that? Even pros slip up once in a while, you know. But I believe that this time it was intentional. Because Uendo knew it would be strange to hear laughter coming from the dressing room. Oh my. Yipes. It's all just a bit too perfect to be sheer coincidence. Plus, if the voice Prosecutor Blackwell and Gairu had heard was due to Uendo's scheming, then the victim's time of death could have been earlier than 4 PM. In other words, Uendo could have killed Master Toledo himself. We got you by the stones now, Uendo, so you better confess everything. Prosecutor's gonna come in a minute. Now you tar. Well, witness, what do you have to say for yourself? We demand an explanation. Uendo! Ugh. I confess. I tampered with the crime scene. I confess to tampering with the crime scene, but not the murder. Is it the defense's claim that Uendo Toledo is the true murderer in this case? If he tampered with the crime scene, then we have to at least consider him a suspect. Now wait just 1 minute. Yes, I admit to messing with the dressing room, but I didn't kill Shisho. And why did you tamper with the crime scene? I refuse to answer that question. What? If you suspect this witness, then I have a question for you. What could it be this time? Uendo had absolutely no reason to murder Taifu Toledo. After all, why would Uendo kill the man who recognized his skills and promoted him? Oh, well, his motive was, I can't think of a single thing. It appears you are also not aware of one other fact. And that is that the accused visited the dressing room before 4 PM as well. Is it not natural then to suppose that the accused killed the victim at that time? What? Nobody told me Mr. Wet had also gone there before 4 PM. We were only discussing the time frame after 4 PM, so I didn't think to mention it. But now that you have made the time period before 4 PM relevant... Uh-oh. I don't like where this is going. So, you really do not know what your client was doing during that time frame, do you? Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, it was all very sudden, and why did you wait till the very last second to contact me, Simon? They didn't give me that look. Just so you know, Bucky never told me he had visited the Master before 4 PM either. Ah, this sort of thing is exactly why that prosecutor keeps calling us unprepared. The defense will stop squabbling this instant. Sorry, Your Honor. Prosecutor Samadi, please continue. Thank you, Your Honor. Defense, you know the soba-making implements in the dressing room, correct? Is he talking about the equipment for making soba noodles? You speak of the large bowl that is used to mix buckwheat flour and water, the long rolling pin, and the special knife that is used to cut the dough into noodles? Dude, I love how he does that. Precisely, these tools all came from the accused's soba shop. You mean they didn't belong to Master Tenedo? Mr. Wright had visited the dressing room to give the victim a soba making lesson, and that visit was before 4 PM. I'm afraid that after the accused kneaded the dough and made those noodles... Oh, with a stupid pose again. He committed the act of murder. But wait, that doesn't add up. If Mr. Wet killed the victim before 4 PM, why would he return to that room at a later time? Uh-oh. Oh no. He's here. Wet Soba, your kit and caboodle when it comes to noodles. Oh my. Hiya, Miss Chickadee. Hey, Simey. The reason I went back is because Master Tenedo ordered uncooked noodles. Oh, Mr. Wet. Yesterday I bought noodle making tools to the dressing room around 2 PM. That's when Master Tenedo ordered uncooked soba noodles and to stock up on. Uncooked noodles to stock up on? Yes, ma'am. Master Tenedo kept a supply of soba noodles from my shop in his fridge. He only had one serving left, so I went back to my shop to get some more. One serving of noodles in the fridge? But I thought the fridge was practically empty. Anyway, the whereabouts of the missing noodles isn't all that important now. You ran into me and Gary when you came back to deliver the uncooked soba, correct? That's right, Simey. I made time out on my busy day to deliver him the noodles. And you know what? He ignored me when I called to him from the inner doorway. He just kept mumbling Rakugo lines for ages, so I got mad and went back to my soba shop. Ah, so that's why you got mad. If what he's saying is true, then there's no way you could be the murderer. I swear I'm telling the truth, Miss Chicken. Biff, quick, get this man to the infirmary. Well, I dare say he's quite the handful. Your Honor, please accept this statement Mr. Wet just made just now to evidence. I believe the accused's statement about going to the room around 2 PM is true, for it falls within the victim's estimated time of death. That opens up the possibility that the crime was committed between 2 and 4 PM. That's some critical information. Yes, Your Honor. But other than that one point, Mr. Wet's statements are dubious and without proof. But they are the words of the defendant himself. Simon, back me up here. He has a point. If I were the prosecutor, I wouldn't accept them either. While I understand the defense's feelings on the matter, this court is unable to accept anything other than the time the defendant made his visit. Now what do? I trust you have no further objections, defense? At last, the time has come to send the soul of the victim onward to the Twilight Realm.
Silence.
What are you yammering on about, Prosecutor Sad Monk? We still have something we need to question Wendo about. We do? Like what? Well, don't just stand there. But we don't have any evidence left to present. Have you forgotten already? Isn't there still a hidden witness you have yet to question? Hidden witness? Oh, that's right. Your Honor, there is still one more issue we haven't finished discussing yet. Oh, and what is this bit of unfinished business? We haven't finished discussing this issue related to Wendo. Owen. We still have to discuss the possibility of a fourth personality, the one named Owen. Are you suggesting that this fourth personality of Wendo's might be the true culprit? Jeez, not that again. I told you we don't know anything about this Owen. Look, Uendo, I know you don't have any motive to kill your master, but this Owen may have one for all we know. I'm clean now, Uendo. You've got another personality stashed away, haven't you? Please tell us everything you know about Owen. That's enough! The witness has already stated that he knows not of any Owen character. Bravo, you tell him, Mr. Prosecutor. Hee. Hey, Patches. If you claim you don't know Owen when you really do, that's tantamount to perjury. If you want to exercise your right to remain silent, however, well, that's a different story. You don't listen to the depraved prosecutor witness, you will be tainted with his evil. I love Blackwell. Do you have any idea how dark and cold a prison cell is? Hehehe. I exercise my right to remain silent. What's this now? Changing horses in midstream, are you? Oh, he's using his thing again. Shut up, I'll remain silent and that's it. Patches, you fool! You stay out of this. Ha ha ha. Patches is not the brightest bulb in that box you call a noggin, is he? The fact that he switched from I don't know my any Owen to I will remain silent is proof that he does know about Owen. There it is again. Simon's formidable psychological manipulation tactic I can't read. I'm sure glad he's on my side today.
Objection.
Smack. You dirty, despicable, depraved prosecutor. You are leading the witness. Witness, there is no need for you to submit yourself to the defense's questioning.
Objection!
Your Honor, Uendo is definitely hiding something. Please allow me to question this witness about the existence of Owen. I suppose only this witness can confirm or deny the existence of Owen for us. Very well. I will allow the defense to proceed. Ugh. Conquer. About Owen. I never met any personality named Owen. Patches was just blurting out nonsense in a panic. We're always aware, so we definitely noticed if a personality like that showed up. How dare you treat me like a criminal based on mere conjecture? Wow, how am I supposed to deal with the testimony of 3 personalities? Unless you can prove the existence of Owen here, it's all over. You best screw your courage to the sticking place and attack the testimony head on. Alright, I will. Just stop piling the pressure on me. I had to draw out some info, anything to drag Owen out into the open. Owen open. Yeah. Alright, let's do this. Again, this whole episode has mostly just been a slinging match between everybody. I love it. And I'm glad that Blackcore is there to do some slinging of his own, throwing hands. But what if for some reason you 3 were unconscious at the time of the incident? If the 3 of you weren't alert and aware, what would happen? What would happen? I'm not even sure what you mean. I mean, you 3 share the same memories, right? But what if Owen is different? What if he has memories separate from yours? Maybe Owen emerges when the 3 of you are unaware or unconscious. Ugh. Instead of speaking as if this 4th personality is a foregone conclusion, I suggest you prove his existence first. Well, we've already seen 3 personalities, a 4th wouldn't be a stretch. It might be a split though. M. Night Shyamalan, you dishonour the victim in this court by jumping to such conclusions without proof. Have you ever heard these old sayings, Prosecutor Samadi? What happens twice will happen thrice. If you see one, there are likely 30 in your home. I have never heard of those. I'm basing my theory on such premises. Comparing us to cockroaches. Do we bug you that much, girly? That's a cockroach thing? I guess I would explain it. We don't really have cockroaches here. We might do one day with global warming, but right now, they're not really the biggest thing. But how do you intend to prove it? How would you prove that all 3 personalities became unconscious, as you say? Unless you can do that, all of this talk is merely empty speculation. Well, don't be so timid. If you don't have it, then find it. Look for something that could render Uendo and the others unconscious. I was right. Calm back down now. My client, Mr. Wet, I have to... Wait, Mr. Wet? Let me rest? Ha, maybe if I were a lump of regular flour dough for udon noodles. I'm fresh like my soba, and you don't let soba dough rest. It's all about the 3 freshes. Grind the buckwheat seeds fresh, cut the dough fresh, and boil the noodles fresh. He's blacked out. Mr. Wet, falling unconscious. Wait a minute, I think I got it. Miss Sykes, do you have proof to back up your theory? Yeah, because it's a game theory. Yes, Your Honor, I do. The proof is right there here in this crime photo. It is? In that case, please point out what supports your theory. I do got Krog. This most likely is what caused Uendo to lose consciousness.
Take that!
This is probably what made Uendo lose consciousness. Ah yes, the sake. And isn't it just like Master Tenido to pick a fine brand like Camel? Sake? Oh, you mean rice wine? Oh please, don't call it rice wine. That's so unsophisticated. It's not even wine. Silly girl. I must agree, you need to become more cultured, Athena. Tomato, tomato. It's made of rice and people get drunk from drinking it, right? It's called sake, end of story. Fine, sake it is then. My caramba, everybody's so touchy about these things. I recall Master Tenido will often have a drink or two before performing. Then it made him more eloquent. Drinking too much of the stuff can make one lose consciousness though, of course. Camel. And look, there were 2 glasses on the table. Well, no, I believe your master offered you some rice wine. I mean, sake. And then you must have drank too much and passed out. That's when your 4th personality, Owen, emerged. Do we have to get this person deliberately drunk? I drank sake? Oh, that's a good one. We have a real sweet tooth, you see, so yes, we did accept a sugary red bean bun, but since we really dislike sake, we said no, thank you to that. Believe it or not, we're real weak when it comes to booze. Hehe. Even a tiny drop can knock us right out. So, you see, I had a sweet manju bun, but I didn't drink any sake. What? But that can't be right. The defense demands that the glasses be examined right away. You amateur, did you really think I had not already done so? Your foolishness is beyond the pale. Don't tell me. There was no trace of the witness having touched either of the glasses, naturally. Right, of course. Miss Sykes, would you like the witness's statement added to his testimony? Yes, please, Your Honor. Very well. I had a sweet manju bun, but I didn't drink any sake. Sake!
Objection!
This shows what most likely made Uendo lose consciousness. That note? Are you feeling lightheaded, child, or perhaps a bit peckish? I'm not hungry, and my head feels just fine, thank you very much. Look at the paper this note is written on. Isn't there something familiar about it? From the bottle. What exactly is your point, defense? This faint design here reminds me of the paper from... Yep, it's a piece of the wrapping paper on the box of manju buns by the victim on the floor. Uendo, you may not have drunk any sake, but you did eat a sweet red bean bun, right? Well, yes, that's right. I don't know if you're aware of it or not, Uendo, but I believe the manju you ate caused you to fall unconscious. The bean bun? But how? Because those buns contained a secret ingredient. A very punchy secret ingredient at that. A punchy secret ingredient? Yes. The design on the wrapping paper matches that of something else in the room. It does? Yep, the camel. Design on this object matches that of the manju box's wrapping paper. The bottle again.
Take that!
The camel pattern. It's the same as the one for Camel brand sake! So, just as Uendo said, he didn't drink any sake per se. But he did eat some. Impossible. Uendo had a Camel brand red bean bun, which boasts a nice shot of sake as one of the ingredients. The defense is claiming that Uendo passed out after consuming a Camel's sweet bun, which allowed the 4th personality named Owen to emerge. Is that correct? Yes, Your Honor, that's exactly what I'm claiming. Phew! But there's one thing that bothers me. Wouldn't the alcoholic content of the buns evaporate as they are steamed? In order to give them a stronger flavour, Some manju are specially made to retain as much of their alcoholic content as possible. What kind of lightweight do you think I am? You just mentioned it. Even I wouldn't pass out from eating a simple manju. Then how about we test that theory? What do you say, Your Honor? Oh, this should be fun. Seeing is believing, as they say. Very well, I'll allow a test. Chat, we'll go through that test in a minute. I'm going to go make my lunch. I'll be back. And we'll finish up this case. Alrighty then. Seeing is believing, as I say. Very well, I will allow a test. Thanks, Your Honor. We're going to get someone drunk. Simon, go buy us some camel manju on the double. And don't forget to get me one too, okay? Why must I? I'm only rather Prosecutor Blackquill. You'll get one for me as well. Oh my god. Tusk, I'm not the courthouse stable boy, you know. But just this once, I'll acquiesce. Tucker, I'm counting on you. And all of you had better pay me back. Ah, I thought it'd be your treat, Prosecutor Blackquill. What a shame. Now, let's adjourn until the manju arrive by Carrier Hawk. Court will reconvene as soon as Tucker returns. Did we continue? Bruh, I should have. Oh, god damn it. If I knew it was going to be a to be continued point, I would have waited until then. Motherfucker. The fourth one. May 13th, District Court, courtroom number 4. Now that the sweet buns have arrived, this court is back in session. Go on and do it, up. Oh, he's sweating. Ugh. Jump chew, nice flavour. You can really taste the sake. Punch. That was delicious. Yes, a unique sweetness and a faint aroma of sake. Yeah, I hardly think that anyone could pass out from eating something like this. What's the matter, Endo? You're not afraid of a tiny manju, are you? Hello. Are you scared of how many calories it has? Oh, I'm scared of that. Don't be ridiculous. A sweet little snack like this couldn't possibly... I mean, it could never... Less bleating, more eating, witness. Ah, fine, whatever. Chomp, chomp. That's what I'm doing. Chomp. Nothing alcoholic, though. See, I told you. It don't affect me in the slightest. He might be a lightweight. But come on, nobody's that light. Seriously, no one gets drunk off of one little bun. And bonk. Oh, here he comes. Right, it looks like it worked. Oh my. Witness, please tell the court your name and occupation. Ooh, sniffle. Hmm? Huh? Huh? Oh, my name is Owen. I'm 5. Oh! You're 5 years old? Am I in trouble? Oh, please don't yell at me. Oh. So he's Owendo's 4th personality? I hardly think a child like him could have a motive to murder the victim. And even if he had a motive, could he have actually committed the murder? That's a very good point. Owen does appear to be very timid and weak. Oh. It seems the defense was hoping this hidden personality would be the real killer. But now that he is standing here before us, it is clear that none of Wendo's personalities can be the killer. Eek. Where can I even go from here? Shisho. On the seashore. Owen, do you know something about what happened to your master? Wah. Come on, buddy. Wait and tell Auntie Athena about what happened. Wow, what a scary lady. I'm not scary. Look at Auntie's big smile. Tell me about your master, please. Pretty please with sugar on top. Okay. Shisho was super nice. He always played with me. Just like a real grandpa. I love Shisho. Rita, do you sense anything behind his words? I sense his sadness. Sadness so pure it's heart-rending, but no discord. Heart-rending. What's good, Samadi is right. Owen isn't the killer. But then, don't you find it odd? Find what odd? Let's review what we learned so far. Orlando rearranged the counter cards to pin the blame on Bucky. That's because the original message implicated Owen. But Owen is only 5 years old and absolutely adores Master Tenido. Exactly, the other 3 personalities also have no motive for murder. If Owen isn't the true culprit, then the person who first laid out the cards probably wouldn't have been Master Tenido. Then who did it? Defense. Did the appearance of Owen help you figure anything out? I was trying to follow Cat in addition to you in social media platforms. Oh, okay. He does, but he has multiple usernames. KitKatYJ is his, like, what he uses for most of his social medias. He uses that for Twitter and Blue Sky. But, he has, like, other accounts on, like, YouTube and stuff, and he doesn't do Twitch. Like, hold on. That's his main YouTube, if I did that correct. Oh, for God's sake. I think I got that one right. Give me a second, chat. I think that's how you do it. Yes. But other than that, he mostly does like Twitter. Mainly on Twitter. Got that one before. Yeah, that's his Twitter, or X as it likes to call itself, but we still call it Twitter anyway. He does have a Blue Sky with the same name, but he's not as active on there. Yeah, I don't use Twitter anymore either. My account's still on there, but I blocked it. I locked it because I don't use it anymore. I want to keep the username just in case. His Blue Sky has the same username, but he's not as active on there. Anyway, let's carry on. Yes, Your Honor, I now know who it was that first laid out the Karuta cards. But I thought it was the victim, right? No, Your Honor! I don't believe it was. The person who first arranged the Karuta cards on the table was not over then. Fifth person! I believe the person who laid the cards out is the very person who killed Taifu Tenido. How quickly you move on to a new target when your Owen theory proves false. You Pokenan! I don't know what a Pokenan is, but I know I am definitely not one. Before we start with the sermons, why don't you hear me out? Let's hear the defense's reasoning. Please proceed, Miss Sykes. But if you are bluffing, I won't go easy on you. I understand, Your Honor. Now then, please recall the original crime scene. Who did the Karuta cards name when the scene was discovered? Let's see. I believe they implicated the defendant, Bucky Wet. That's right, but they then found out that the message originally read Owen 4th. Please tell me that the original killer tried to frame this fucking, like, personality. They saw it and then they were like, oh shit, I'm gonna rearrange it to frame someone else. It's like a fucking train of, like, framing people. Which implicated the young boy, Owen. Exactly, and the person who rearranged the cards was undoubtedly Uendo. Uendo may have kept silent, but we can be sure he already knew his master was dead. His tampering with the crime scene using the TV all but proves it. I confess, I tampered with the crime scene. The reason Uendo rearranged the Karuta cards and moved the TV was because he saw the Owen 4th message and was convinced Owen had committed the crime. Right on, Prosecutor Blackquill. It would seem that Owen and the other three personalities don't share the same memories. Oh, really? Is it? I didn't realise. That's cool. But really, there is no fourth personality. It's just the three of us in here. Uendo feared that Owen had killed Master Tenido, so he tried to hide Owen from us. Oh, but it turns out Owen is but a 5-year-old child, incapable of hurting a fly, let alone his beloved master. So naturally, the culprit must be somebody else, and this somebody else, the true killer, tried to pin the crime on Owen. So it's someone who knows about this personality thing, the multiple personalities. I see. That does make sense. This is naught but conjecture, composed of half-truths and fantasy, says the fucking guy who comes from like a world of fantasy. Who then do you maintain murdered the victim? I believe Owen might know something about that. I refuse to allow such impromptu testimony, and from a 5-year-old no less. Such a young child is incapable of producing anything coherent. It's insulting kids, my man. But, your desperation is disgraceful. You should realise when it is time to let it go, and... I saw it. I saw Shisho getting... Owen! You do know something, don't you? Yeah. Oh my, is this true? If so, we must have Owen testify immediately. Don't you agree, Prosecutor Samadi? Ugh. It's alright, Owen. Go ahead and tell us what you know. He's gonna tell me he's gonna implicate Bucky. Not the Winter Soldier. Shisho was standing with a knife in his hand. Blood was dripping onto Shisho's face, getting it all red. Wait, what? I couldn't move at all! So scared I passed out. Hey, what? This is eyewitness testimony from the moment of the murder. Owen, can you tell us anything else about what you saw? I was so scared. Oh, so scared. Owen! His emotions are spiraling out of control. Something must have really frightened him. Is he alright? His emotions are running wild because he's trying to recall something frightening to him. I recommend a therapy session right away. I see. Yes, please do whatever you can to help the poor boy. I will do, Your Honor. I better find the cause of these out-of-control emotions pronto. Can I have a free therapy session if I go to court? I mean, we can get free therapy sessions over here. It just takes like a million fucking years. If you want to get seen right away, you need to go privately. Shisho was standing with a knife in his hand. Blood was dripping onto Shisho's face, getting it all red. I assume it's the blood that's like freaking creeping him out, right? Nah, it's just ketchup, man. Yeah, blood was dripping out onto Shisho's face. Blood? I don't remember seeing any blood in the crime scene photos. Besides, if the victim was standing upright, how could blood drip down onto his face? Memories between the alters of plural systems vary. Some are part of another alter's memories, some others' memories are completely separate, and psychological trauma really can freeze the mental development of alters such as... Yeah. Yes, I do know about people who have, like... Yeah, people with, like, multiple, like, selves, I guess. I do know about those people. As I expected, all we managed to obtain from this child is a tale he dreamt up. Okay. I guess it's a little weird for blood to drip onto the victim's face if he was standing up. Unless it dripped down from the ceiling or something. What do you think, Simon? I don't know. Owen's one confused and upset kid right now, so who knows how accurate his memory is. Maybe it's time for that thing instead. Huh? What thing? That thing you and your cohorts do. What do you call it? Rotate your thinking about? Oh, you mean turn your thinking around. Yes, whatever. It's the same thing either way. No, it isn't. Who's ever heard of rotating your thinking? I know about rotating your owl. Does that count? I mean, rotate is... Hey, wait a minute. What? You know what, Simon? In this case, I think rotate just might work perfectly after all. Come again. All I have to do is rotate things by 90 degrees. When he saw his master, Owen must have been... pressed flat again doing a handstand. Owen must have been lying on the floor when he witnessed his master's murder. What? That's the conclusion I arrived at when I rotated my thinking by 90 degrees, which means that all of the visuals in my matrix were off by 90 degrees. And? This means Master Tanida was also lying on the floor, which solves another mystery. And which mystery is that? The mystery of how blood could have been dripping onto the victim's face. It becomes much easier to imagine how that could happen if he was lying down. Like someone bleeding onto Master Tanida from somewhere up above him. I remember now, somebody was sitting up on top of Shisho. They're trying to recall his master's blade killer as what spooked Owen originally. The blood that stained the victim's face red came from the person sitting on top of him. Yo, he got sat on? The victim was holding a knife, so he likely nicked his attacker as he was fighting back. This means his assailant was injured on their face somewhere, like the forehead perhaps. Oh. Assuming the victim and his attacker were face to face, then yes. Or maybe we should look in the court record about this. Ah, shit! He has the bandage. Then again, their forehead's covered, so... Maybe it wasn't the forehead. I see, so that is what happened. But if I recall correctly, the accused has a fresh bandage on his forehead, does he not? I just found that out. That injury of Mr. Wetz is conclusive evidence that he committed this murder. Why? It seems you have dug yourself into a pit you cannot crawl out of. No! Even though I figured out the reason for Owen's out of control emotions, all I did was raise further suspicion against my own client. Hey, my dog's going nuts again, by the way. What do I do now? What's the matter? You aren't thinking of throwing in the towel, are you? But it looks so bad for Bucky. I mean, he had both motive and opportunity. Plus, he has that injury on his forehead. Your Honor, I sense that the defense is finally ready to let it go and move on. Well, Miss Sykes, I understand that you don't want to give up on your client, but I won't allow you to prolong this trial without a good reason. Well, that lawyer did her best, but all the signs point to the defendant's guilt. Maybe it's time she gave up? She tried everything she could. I really don't want to back down, but...
Silence!
Silence! Athena, are you having doubts about Bucky's innocence? I wouldn't say that. Do you remember what you said to Bucky earlier this morning? You mean, you believe me, man? Of course! No matter what, I'll believe in you to the very end. Were those just empty words? Of course not! It's just that all the cards are stacked against us. Are you still stuck on that line of thinking? Oh shit! Motive, opportunity, and an inquiry to his forehead! Is that all it takes to make you stop believing in your client? Okay, that's a little close and personal, man. Tell me again, who are you to Bucky? I'm his Miss Chickadee lawyer. Then do your duty and believe in him till the very end. I will. Is absolutely right. I'm Bucky's lawyer and he's depending on me. Defense team, please, no fighting in my courtroom. Defense is ready to resume, Your Honor. Prosecutor Blackwell was just giving me a pep talk, that's all. Thank you, Prosecutor. I didn't do it for your sake. I did it for the future of Wet Sober. Yeah, I got it. Defense would like it to now continue with Owen's therapy session. Owen, would you be alright with that? Okay. So, somebody was sitting up on top of Shisho, bleeding from their head, and smooshing something into Shisho's face. Yeah, why didn't you just let the guy continue? The prosecutor's like, nah, fuck it, that's all I need to hear. That's funny. What is it? I still hear discord in Owen's voice, but I don't sense any inconsistencies between his statements and his emotion. There don't seem to be any contradictions in his testimony itself either. Ah, so that's it, huh? Figure something out. Your ability to sense emotions is making you focus too much on his feelings, Athena. There's actually something he's been very vague about. Yeah, probably, in his testimony. If he can clarify what he's feeling uncertain about with some evidence, should be able to move forward from there. Okay, that makes sense. I'll give it a try, because I completely forgot I could do that in the last game. I'll just update the Moon Matrix with new information and then we'll be ready to go. I just need to present some evidence of what Owen is being vague about, huh? Dude's just like reverse planking.
Objection!
Yeah, that's true. Let's put a name to the thing Owen said certain of, shall we? By identifying the murder weapon that was used to suffocate the victim. Fortunately for us, I spied the murder weapon right here in this crime scene photo. Unfortunately for you, I spied nothing of the sort. That's because you're a fucking idiot. And the police did not spy anything of the sort during their investigation either. That's because they're also idiots. Pray tell, where is this murder weapon you see? You don't see it because it no longer looks the way it did when it was used as a weapon. This is what the killer pressed into Master Tenida's face.
Take that!
The mystery person that Owen saw pressed soda into the victim's face, thereby suffocating him. How did you not see it? I grow weary of your tasteless jokes. How could anyone commit murder with soft, delicate soba? The noodles would instantly fall apart if they were pressed into someone's face. Yeah, I agree. Well, I disagree. There is a way the soba could have been used to suffocate the victim. Oh, if it was, like, uncooked, right? What? No, not uncooked. It wouldn't matter, but... Oh, uncut, that's it. Because I had to cut it. You explain your fury at once, Miss Sykes. To kill Master Toledo, the culprit must have smothered him with... Yeah, uncut Subido. God damn it, the uncooked thing was there. I'm like, no, that wouldn't matter, would it? It would still break. The culprit must have used the soba before it was cut into noodles. In other words, the murder weapon was raw soba dough. Oh my. What? Order! Order in the court! Yes, soba dough could definitely be used to suffocate someone, couldn't it? Are you alright, Prosecutor Somebody? I was just letting the soul of the victim know that the accused will finally face justice thanks to the foolish lawyer before me. Huh? What are you talking about? Allow me to summarise your statements. As the accused was killing the victim, he was slashed in the face by the victim's knife. The weapon he used to suffocate the victim with was the dough in the dressing room. He then disposed of the murder weapon by cutting the soba dough into noodles. Ugh! Why, you smarmy! Afterwards, the accused put the victim's face into the bowl of soba noodles and broth to wash off the blood that had dripped onto the victim's face from his own. And there you have it, the true sequence of events behind this foul affair. Now wait just a minute. I never once said that Mr. Wet was the culprit. Who but the accused knows how to cut dough into noodles, defense? Gurk. That's a very good point, Prosecutor Samali. I heard that cutting soba dough into uniform noodles requires considerable training. But then, what about the dying message? How do you explain that? The defendant wouldn't have known about Wendo's Owen personality. Perhaps the victim was simply playing with the cards and they hold no other meaning. Perhaps he spelled out Owen's name in jest sometime before his murder. Well, that's true. From Owen's testimony, it's clear that Master Toledo cared for the boy. It appears we arrived at a compelling conclusion. Taken together, all of these points paint a convincing picture of the defendant's guilt. Owen! Is there anything else you can tell us? It doesn't matter how small of a detail, anything will do. Ooh, you're scaring me. Oh, I'm sorry, Owen. Auntie Athena didn't mean to raise her voice. I had to be gentler with him. I can't forget he's only 5 years old. No need to be scared, okay, sweetie? Just tell us anything you can remember. Well, when I woke up, the person who killed Shisho was standing over me. Bleeding from their head. Owen, you saw the killer's face? Oops, I did it again. So who was it, Owen? Do you remember? Oh, I don't know who it was. Picking up some noise. That means there's still something to uncover in Owen's testimony. I don't know what Owen saw, but suffice it to say we are analysing the dreams of a child. You've wasted enough of our time, defence. Let it go and move on. No! There's still discord in Owen's heart that needs to be addressed. Therefore, I can't give in here. Owen, do you think you could continue your testimony for us? Simple. Okay. I'll enter the new info and run an update then. Again, most of this case has just been like the defense and the prosecutor just throwing hands. There you go. Couldn't move at all. I was so scared I passed out. Now I woke up. The person who killed Shisho was standing over me, but why are you happy about that?
Got it.
Why would you be happy? Despite witnessing the culprit's terrible crime firsthand, Owen experienced a positive feeling, one of relief? The person the witness saw was no stranger, rather it was the accused. Therefore, it's only natural that he felt some level of relief when he saw a familiar face. Now you tell the child dissing, he's not getting any points from this. Yeah. Defense, end this madness and sully your soul no more. Owen, who did you see? That nice smell. I love the smell of that Oh! It's the balloon lady! Or guy. I think it's a lady. It's the smell of... You can do it. Try to remember, Owen. Ooh, the smell of... Unk! Oh dear. Owen! Quickly, get him another bun! These Owen is now resting in the infirmary. They certainly have their hands full today down there. Let's continue with the trial. By Owen's testimony, it is the opinion of this humble servant of the Holy Mother that the child's words were insufficient to clear the accuser's suspicion. But what about the scent of perfume Owen mentioned? I believe it's a clue that will lead us to the true culprit. But there are thousands of perfumes in the world. It could even be the scent of the hair product the accused uses. He does have one amazing hairstyle, so that's certainly possible. The witness is a 5-year-old boy. He cannot tell the difference between conventional perfumes and hair products. Ah, why couldn't you have gone for a crew cut or something, Bucky? What's more, the only person who could cut soba noodles with such precision is the accused and no other. Oh man, how am I supposed to argue with that? And so the person Owen saw at the scene of the crime can only be the accused, Bucky Wet. No one come back. What the? Oh, hey. Hey, hey, hey! I never use hair products or anything with smell. If I wore something like that, the smell would get into a soba. Boom! Check it! Okay. My man. Mr. Wet, aren't you supposed to be resting in the infirmary? Whatever. You think I let my soba stink of perfume? Try that chilled soba for yourself and see. I believe we have no choice but to try it, strictly for examination purposes, of course. Now then, let's dig in, shall we? Dude, this is like me going for my lunch. Slurp, slurp, slurp. That was delightful. Well, I'm satisfied that there are no traces of hair products or perfumes in Mr. Wet's soba. First sweet bean buns and now savoury soba. What a delectable trial this has been. Texture is different from the soba I had the other day. It reminds me of a dish we have in Korean called banupun. What you think, Miss Chickadee? My soba is pretty good, isn't it? It's delicious. Don't you think so, Simon? Heh, it still pales in comparison to his late father's cuisine. Blimey, why you always gotta be so hard on me? Oh. Erp. Bailiff, take the defendant back to the infirmary at once for some rest. Rest? Hey, I ain't lump plain old wheaty udon dough, you know. I'm fresh like my soba. You don't like soba dough. Rest, it's about the free freshness of soba. Grind the seeds fresh, cut the dough fresh, and boil... Oh, yep. I love the transition. Like, just so normal to purple. Good grief, what a defendant. At least Bucky wasn't the source of the perfume smell. Wait. Smelly perfume. It looks like you remembered something. Phrase smelly perfume. Reminded me of a certain somebody. Oh, and who might that be? There's only one person that comes to mind. Phrase smelly perfume reminded me of this person.
Take that!
Gairu Tornado? Yeah, she did smell very nice, didn't she? Just a moment, defense. You would throw suspicion on Gairu now because of a scent? Your Honor, there is no need to go along with these ever-changing claims of the defense. I suppose their claims have been awfully inconsistent. But Gairu could have been at the crime scene. Yes, but... You'll get to see those balloons of hers when we call her back to the witness stand. Ooh. How vulgar! His Honor is not interested in such things. I think he is. Saying the matter of her balloons aside entirely, I do believe it's appropriate to ask Gairu some questions given the circumstances. This has nothing to do with her balloons, of course. I like the had balloons as in quotation marks. Thank you, Your Honor. Oh, Kunka. Thank you for calling this disciple, the Toledo School of Rakugo, back for an encore. It's me, the balloon artist you all know and love, Gairu Tonido. 1, 2, balloon. Yep. What wonderful balloon artistry. Your Honor, please. Now then, what would you like me to make for you this time? Actually, I called you back for more testimony. But I'm all talked out. This case has left me completely deflated. What? You didn't find that funny? Anyway, what exactly is going on, Simon? It seems the person who murdered Master Tonino was wearing perfume. And you are the only person I could think of who wears perfume. Wait, you mean I'm a suspect now? Gairu, you knew about Owen, right? Well, yes, I often played with him at Shisho's request. That means you could have left that fake dying message, right? What? Just because I wear perfume and know Owen? You think I'm a murderer? Oh, how could you? The witness is absolutely right. With no evidence but the distorted memories of a small child. It is outrageous of the defense to accuse this woman. That's right, you don't even have any proof. You may step down from the stand, Gairu. The defense does not have one scrap of evidence that connects you to the crime. Wait just 1 minute. I may not have proof, but Owen's testimony is still... Enough! Please feel free to leave, Gairu. But I'm so close, there must be something I can do. Well, if the prosecutor says it's okay, then I guess I'll be going now.
Silence.
Silence! I love it. Oi, Gairu! You're an entertainer, aren't you? Once you go on stage, it's your duty to complete your performance, is it not? Oh, here we go again. So what are you doing, leaving halfway through? Bruh. There's a bandage on Gary's forehead. And since we know that Master Tonido's killer has a cut on her face somewhere... Impossible. How did you know, Simon? I didn't, but I had to take a chance and see for myself. Otherwise, your theory would remain a groundless accusation. Your Honor, Prosecutor Samadi, the scent of perfume and injury on the forehead, these things are completely consistent with Owen's testimony. In short, the mysterious individual Owen saw in the dressing room could have been Gairu. Miss Sykes, does this mean you are formally indicting this witness for the murder of Taifu Tonido? Should your accusation prove to be false, I hope you are prepared to pay the price in full. Simon, what price is he talking about? I thought that should be obvious. Prosecutor Sadmug is saying he'll see to it you never stand in the court of law again. I must say though, he knows how to make a trial interesting. Just whose side do you want, Simon? Go on then, into the deep end will you? You really have but one choice anyway. Well, Miss Sykes, I'm waiting. With regards to the witness, Gairu Tonido, the defense wishes to indict her. There's no reason for me to hold back, not if I really believe in my client. The defense wishes to formally indict Gairu Tonido for the murder of Taifu Tonido. I have tried to be merciful, but now not even your pleas will reach the Holy Mother's ears. Oh god, voice crack. You have plenty of time to regret your decision in the pit of hell. Except I won't need to. The person who murdered the victim was not Mr. Wet. It was Gairu Tonido! Tonido. That bandage, it's just from a silly slip-up I made while cooking yesterday, that's all. What kind of extreme cooking were you doing to cut yourself on the forehead? Well, what can I say? That's what happened. You also don't have an alibi for the period before 4 PM, do you, Gairu? But I really didn't know anything was wrong until Shisho was found dead. If you don't believe me, then with a twisty twist. And Blue, there you have it, an adorable little kitty. How could you suspect a cutesy widow balloon artist like me, It's always them. Gairu, I've been meaning to say this for a while now. But could it be that you don't have an eye for balloon art? Don't you think I know that? You didn't have to come out and say it. I'm the daughter of a great Rakugo artist. I never wanted to do stupid balloon art. I was supposed to be a Rakugo storyteller too, just like my late daddy. But Shisho told me to do balloon art instead. And I guess the victim thought she had no talent as a Rakugo artist either. So you're still gonna suspect a poor little thing like me? Please stop trying to skirt the issue. It all comes down to the scent of perfume and the cut in your forehead. You and the culprit in Owen's testimony share these two traits. You're dead set on accusing me, aren't you? Well, here's what I have for naughty little girls like you, with a twisty twist twist. I'ma cut you, witch! Go ahead, make me testify all you want. When the truth's revealed, there'll be your balloon or mine that goes pop. Got it! Oh my, is this yet another hidden personality? Simon, is everybody in the tornado school like this? How should I know? Seems like a lot of people are like this. What I did before the murder. Yeah, I visited the dressing room during that time to make a courtesy call after my act. Shisho and Owen were in there, but they were both snoring up a storm. I saw the note Shisho left, so I just left. Didn't want to disturb him, you know. The perfume moment sound must have been left over from when I visited. The guy was saying she went into the dressing room, but then left right away. Don't take her at her word. Come on, do you really think I would? Just trying to figure out how to get her to talk about what really happened. Now then, Miss Sykes, you may proceed with your cross-examination. I wonder if it has anything to do with, like, the overarching story. Maybe we'll find out later. I think this is more of a personal thing for Athena. And also to get Simon Blackwell to be in the game. Still love him.
Hold it!
Where did you find your master's note? I don't know, can't remember. Did you notice anything else unusual or out of place in the room? Well, there was the sake and a half-eaten manju on the table, but I didn't see anything else out of place or whatever in the room though. Oh, is that a fact? Of course it is, what do you think? And you didn't change anything around while you were in there? The cards! I didn't do anything, look, I'm telling you. I didn't see anything funny in this Shisho, and I didn't touch anything in the room. In boldness, I request that Garu's last statement be added to her testimony. Simon, what's a statement like that gonna do for us? Just play along and you'll see soon enough. Ugh. I have no problem with adding that to the testimony, but how about you, Miss Sykes? I have no problem with that either, Your Honour. What is Simon thinking? Didn't touch anything in the room. Maybe you did.
Objection!
Garu, you said that you didn't notice anything odd or unusual near your master. You also said you didn't touch anything in the dressing room. That's right. What about it? Then I wonder who left that dying message with the Karuta cards. What are you getting on about? It had to have been that Bucky. Sorry, but that's not possible. Because only 3 people knew of Uendo's personalities. Uendo, your master, and you. Eek! If Bucky had left that Karuta message, he wouldn't have spelled out Owen. He would have spelled out Uendo. What it boils down to is this. As a member of the Tornado School, you, Garu Tornado, I keep changing it, are the only one who could have left that dying message. And as the person who left that message, it's clear that you are Master Tornado's killer. Ah, will you ever quit your yapping? You are like wretches clinging to the spider thread of salvation. Allow me. Cut that holy thread from the heavens and bring you back down to earth. Would you quit butting in whenever things start to go my way? Cut. Cut the music off. Silence, child. Playtime is over. What did you just say? As the witness stated, she went into the dressing room and soon came back out again. But the victim's note was not the only reason she left with such haste. There was another reason that compelled Garu to leave at once. Garu, would you please relate said reason to the court? There was a reason why Garu had to leave the dressing room? Well, I didn't want to show you this, but I guess I got no choice. Keep your eyes peeled, cause here it comes. Oh, what the fuck? Your hand is all swollen and red. What happened, Gairu? If you must know, I'm allergic to buckwheat. What? Motherfucker, how do you know? Allergic reactions to buckwheat can vary, though they're usually on the severe side. With Typhoid Tornado making soba noodles in his dressing room, Gairu was lucky to still be alive considering all the soba flour that was swirling in the air. Good thing I left pretty quick. I managed to escape with just a mild reaction. But I touched Shisho as he was being carried away, and look what it did to my poor hands. There must be soba broth on his clothes or something. If I had inhaled any of that soba flour, I'd have had a seizure and it would have been good night, Gairu. I never could have stayed in that dressing room for very long. A person allergic to buckwheat couldn't be in a room with soba flour in the air. And certainly couldn't use soba dough as a murder weapon either. Good. You knew it would come to this, didn't you? That's why you never mentioned her allergy. As if I would do anything so underhanded. I was simply trying to protect the privacy of this witness. Sick of all these accusations. Why don't I just testify and get it all out in the open, yeah? Gairu's buckwheat allergy. If I come into the slightest contact with buckwheat, I get an allergic reaction. And with that much soba flour in the air, that run could have literally killed me. Look at my hand. Just touching Shisha's body caused this much damage. There must have been soba broth on his clothes. I never could have committed that murder in the dressing room. But you did. I still can't believe it. Nobody told me she had a soba allergy. You know, Simon? Does it look like I knew? Protect the privacy of the witness, my foot. What a dirty trick. Now what do we do? There's only one thing to do. Put Prosecutor Sadmonk to shame with your cross-examination. Right. No matter how small, I'll find us an opening and break their testimony down. We gotta press the issue. Many times. If I come in the slightest bit of contact with buckwheat, I get an allergic reaction. You're not lying about the soba allergy of yours, right? Of course not! I swear on the grave of my father up in heaven. You can even get you a doctor's certificate if you want. He seems to be telling the truth. I've had this allergy for as long as I can remember. But I never dreamt in a million years it'd clear me of murder. And you'll come out of this smelling like a delicate buckwheat flour to boot. Well said, Your Honour. Throw the glove back on real quick. How much soap flour in the air though? I'll give you that there was quite a bit of flour scattered about in that dressing room, but you went in to pay your respects to your master regardless, right? Yeah, but like I said, I came right back out. I mean, the soba making tools were right there! You better believe I was careful not to breathe any of it in. But you still could have committed this crime if you held your breath while doing it. Or masked up. Don't be ridiculous, I would have suffocated to death before Shisho did. Yeah, I guess you're right. Jeez, get a grip, will ya? Maybe there's a twist here, like you're actually allergic to dogs and not soba? You kidding? Bring my little Jugamu in here, I'll hug and squeeze him like there's no tomorrow. I'm telling you, I have a genuine, honest-to-goodness soba allergy. Defense, the witness clearly has an authentic allergy to buckwheat. Any further deliberation on the matter would be meaningless, pointless, worthless. You heard the man, lawyer go? Boom, boom. Oh, right. Fine. I was just starting to think the same thing myself. I mean, I had to like it, though. I probably got this allergic reaction on my hand here because I touched Shisho. Shisho on the seashore. I have a question about that, actually. If you're allergic to soba, does that mean you're allergic to the noodle broth too? Well, the buckwheat from the noodles can dissolve into the broth, so duh. Touching soba broth can be just as deadly for me. Don't you know anything? What an amateur. I'm sorry. Do I look like a doctor to you? Look, anything that has soba in it, or anything that has touched soba is like poison to me. But yeah, could you just worn the gloves? So I just want to cover all my bases, but could the murder have possibly occurred somewhere other than the dressing room?
Objection.
That is out of the question. Well, look at the script differences. The apologist has just traced as I played all these games on the 3DS. I didn't see what the difference. I didn't read that. By even asking, you show you complete disregard for all we have discussed until now. Yes, I have to agree. The feds can't go around suggesting new premises without basis. Unfortunately for you, Isho didn't take a single step from his dressing room around the time of the murder. Well, that is unfortunate for everyone. Gairu could not have possibly committed this crime in a room where soba was being made. Finally, the time has come for the last rites of the victim to begin. Ugh. What would Mr. Wright do at a time like this? Off gets! There's only one thing to do. What are you smiling about? Has the pressure overwhelmed you? Nope! It's just, the worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. I see, you have no rebuttal, and so the only thing left to you is to smile. Fucking hilarious that the team behind the trailer went out of their way to remove every single Harry Potter reference, being very open about how much they don't like it's awful. Yeah, very true. I did see that, yeah, I actually saw that on Reddit, I think. They talked about that. But they did do that. Oh, ho, ho, ho. That's where you're wrong. I do have a rebuttal. Are you thinking around, Athena? Don't try to figure out how Gairu, who is allergic to soba, could commit the crime. Figure out how Gairu could be in that room and not have an allergic reaction instead. Maybe rest. Ha, maybe if I were a lump of regular flour dough for udon noodle. I'm fresh like my soba. You know, let soba dough rest. It's all about the three freshes. Grind the buckwheat seeds fresh, cut the dough fresh, and boil the noodles fresh. He's blacked out. It appears to have been written by the victim. Allow me to read it. Resting, do not disturb. Yes, that's the note I saw. After reading that, who wouldn't think Shisho was napping? Something to do with the note, right? You must know I'm allergic to buckwheat. Mon Dieu! What if that certain piece of evidence doesn't mean what we think it means? If that's the case, I might be able to prove that Gairu could have committed this crime. No matter how hard you search your mind, you cannot overturn facts. Well, Miss Sykes, if you have no further objections, I'll hand down my ruling. True, I can't overturn facts, but what if we got our facts about a piece of evidence wrong? Got our facts wrong? What are you talking about now? And which piece of evidence do you mean, Miss Sykes? Please point it out to this court. This evidence proves that Gairu could have killed her master even with her sober allergy.
Take that!
It's Master Tanito's note! The note? Preposterous! What possible connection could there be between the witness's allergy and that note? The answer lies in the true meaning of this note. Its true meaning? This note does not mean I am resting, do not disturb, as we assumed. But rather, it actually means this dough is resting, do not disturb it. Wait a minute, Athena, that doesn't make any sense. You're right, it doesn't. After all, as Bucky told us many a time, you don't let soba dough rest. What's all this jibber jabber got to do with anything? This is it, the home stretch. This note and Mr. Wet's words have led me to the conclusion that Master Tanito was not making anything. But he doesn't let soba rest. They're making udon. The victim, Taifa Tanito, was not making buckwheat noodles. He was making ordinary udon noodles instead. Pakunka! That layer of flour in the dressing room wasn't soba flour, but plain old wheat flour for udon. So actually, it was totally possible for Gairu to be in that room and kill her master. Oh. What? If that's true, that changes everything. Your Honor, the defense requests that the flour in the room be tested immediately. The soba noodles were found in the bowl, and Gairu did have a reaction on her hand. How do you explain those things? Well... Even were it udon flour instead of soba, you still cannot prove Garu committed the crime. But... Don't lose your nerve now. Keep charging forward or you'll feel my blade at your back. Enough with the threats already, I got it. Talk about pressure. Alright, Athena, take a deep breath and go over everything again. Go into heaven. I'm going to revisualize the case from start to finish. I had to find conclusive evidence that Garu committed this murder. What was Master Tanida doing in his dressing room? Or making? Udon? By my logic, Master Tanida must have been making udon noodles in his dressing room, but something at the crime scene indicates otherwise. What was found in the bowl on the table? Go, ramen. Even though the master wasn't making soba noodles were found at the scene, so that means the noodles had to have come from somewhere. Wait a minute, one mysterious serving of soba noodles? That sounds familiar. Where did the soba in the bowl on the table come from? His own stock. The soba was from the master's soba stock. The soba noodles found at the scene were from the master's stock of uncooked noodles. But then why would the culprit go out of her way to cook that soba and put it in the bowl? Why did the culprit cook the soba noodles and put them in the bowl? She likes soba. Heidi, you don't know. Shoot full of boons! Soba was found at the scene, so that means the culprit must have taken the udon with her to hide it. But why did the culprit take the udon away and hide it? It must have been because she had a grudge against udon. The murder weapon was udon dough. Once again in the Evangelion font. That's it! The udon dough was the real weapon used to kill Taifu Tanido. And the reason why no weapon was found is because Gaira got rid of the dough somehow. The real murder weapon was the udon dough the victim made. If we can find this dough, that will prove my theory correct. And undeniably prove Gairu's guilt. Even if we could find this dough, what makes you think it would prove that she is the one? Please recall Owen's eyewitness testimony, prosecutor Sadmali. If the injury on Gairu's forehead was caused by the victim's knife, then Gairu's blood must have dripped down onto the dough used as the murder weapon. That would make the dough pretty conclusive evidence, wouldn't you agree? Ah, but where is this conclusive evidence? Let us hear your theory on where this murder weapon is. Well, it's... If I can't find the answer in the evidence I have on hand, we'll lose this trial. How did Gairu get rid of the udon though? What we got? It's on the deed! We know the invitation, we know the autopsy report. Filmed alive at 4 PM. And when they discovered the victim's body upon entering the room with the bucket. Oh, she fed the dog! She fed her dog! Oh, that's wild. So how did Gairu get rid of the udon though? Think, Athena. What do I have that points to suspicious behaviour on Gairu's part? Yeah, the idea behind the 4 route deduction test that it would shove vertically and horizontally in different spots of the screen before piecing itself together to form a coherent sentence in each stretch for each one, impossible to replicate in English language. Ah. Now, Miss Sykes, let's hear your answer. Where is the real murder weapon hidden? Nice barking you did there. I assume you had the bite to back. Oh, funny! Funny! He knows. You had the bite to back it up. Stop distracting me, especially not right now. This piece of evidence can point us to the location of the hidden murder weapon. I like how he's just poking you. He's like, you know.
Take that!
Gairu! Huh? What is it? I'm just an innocent girl. I don't know anything about a murder. Stop that cute acting in your balloon hat. Kah. Gary got rid of the dough she used to kill Master Tenido in a bold and daring way. She did it right in front of Prosecutor Blackwell's nose, by feeding it to a dog. No, Of course, now it all makes sense. I was puzzled as to why Garu, who should know her own dog's eating habits, would feed Yugami more than he could possibly finish. Your Honor, please order an investigation of the yard right now. And what should the police at the theatre be looking for exactly? Yugami must have buried his leftover dumplings somewhere around his doghouse. Dumplings that Garu made out of the udon dough with her blood in it. This is preposterous! I want to thank you, Simon. If you hadn't kept me going, I might have given up along the way. What are you blabbering on about? You still have work to do. Now, by your hand, finish this wretched case off, Athena. You got it. Garu, do you remember what you said would happen when the truth is finally revealed? When the truth's revealed, it'll be your balloon or mine that goes pop. Got it? Well, now the truth is out, and it looks to me like it's your balloon that goes pop. Ah! Well, it definitely did. And again. Dude, you've lost 3 times in a row. Fucking idiot. Pokunka! I'm a Rakugo artist. I was the one who was supposed to inherit that name. But then, Chisho. Oh. Oh shit. Oh shit! Why are my balloons bursting? Daddy, are you mad at me? I've been a bad girl. Please tell me she's gonna explode. Oh. That's an interesting thing. That's an interesting sight. Oh. Oh, it's a wig. Oh. Are you ready to tell us everything now, Gairu? The whole reason I entered the world of Rakugo in the first place was to follow my father's wonderful footsteps and inherit his stage name. Stage name? You don't mean Uendo Tenido. I knew I wasn't very good at storytelling, but I thought that if I did the stupid balloon thing like Shisho wanted, I'd inherit the name someday. But Master Tenido gave the name to his junior disciple. Yeah. That's why I took my revenge on Shisho during the show, celebrating the name succession. That was your entire motive? I doubt anybody else could understand, but inheriting my father's name was everything to me. It was my whole reason for living. All the days you could have taken your revenge. And so the person who made that glossy parody animation is a total fraud. Oh fuck. All the days you could have taken your revenge. Why did you choose the day of the show? Because I wanted to pay Uendo back for stealing what was rightfully mine. I wanted to pin the blame on him at the show where all the Tenido fans were gathered. But then Uendo tried to shift the blame onto Bucky Wet. And now we know the whole story. There's just one more thing I want to know. Did you know Master Tenido was making udon in his dressing room yesterday? No, I didn't. When I saw the soba making tools, I was worried about my allergy. But it was my only chance to get my revenge on the 2 of them, so I went ahead and did it. It was a premeditated crime, but in the end you only went through with it on impulse. Then the allergic reaction on your hand. Is it from touching the soba in the refrigerator with your bare hands? When you were tampering with the crime scene after your master's death? Yeah. By that time I wasn't clear-headed enough to worry about my allergy. Gairu, how could you do all this, you idiot? Gairu, I get your desire to inherit your father's name. But what you really should have inherited from him wasn't his name, but his heart. His heart? Where's the confetti? Do you have anything to add, Prosecutor somebody? Any objections? No, Your Honor. Miss Athena Sykes. Yes, that's the first time he's used my name. I shall be sure to remember your name. Really? It seems he finally recognizes you as a proper adversary. Well, thanks. That's all I ask, Prosecutor Samadi. It looks like there are no further objections. Bailiff, please bring in the defendant. He's probably still crunk. Oh, he's not drunk anymore. Ah, good. It seems you have made a full recovery. Now then, this court finds the defendant, Bucky Wet, not guilty. I do like the fact that I know this is kind of like it doesn't really pertain to like the main like overarching story, but I do like the fact that we had like a team up with Athena and Blackwell. It tickles my fan service like things very, very much so. This court is adjourned! I think we'll probably wrap up the stream when this case is done. I know it's a bit on the shorter side, but all the other ones have been on the longer side, so this balances it out. And that means next time we we can go straight on to the 5th episode. May 13th, 11:55 AM, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 6. Congratulations, Bucky. I'm so glad you were found innocent. Thanks for everything, Miss Chickadee. It still sucks that you were accused of a crime you didn't commit. Did anyone have it out for you or something? I don't think so. Endo said it was a spur-of-the-moment idea he got when he saw the sober-themed cards. Simon, where have you been? I stopped in at Wendo's questioning. Only you, Bucky, could get framed for a crime on a whim. No way, I almost got convicted out of convenience? Yep. Well, at least you've been completely cleared of all charges, so buck up, Bucky! On a more important note, what I really want to know is... Yeah, why didn't Master Tornado let Gairu inherit her father's name? I think this is more a, like, character development thing for Athena. Gairu inherit her father's name. What do you mean on a more important note, Miss Chickadee? Aw, don't be such a wet blanket. Just go with the flow. Now, come on. You think the Master was trying to encourage her to quit the entertainment business? Nah, that's not it. He didn't give the name to her because he wanted Gairu to find her own calling in life. Perform whatever she wanted without being bound by her father's name or Rakugo. Making Udon was his way of showing his support for her in her new endeavour. That's why he called you to the theatre, huh? To teach him how to make udon? A more roundabout way I've never seen, but that's Master Tornado for you. So this entire incident happened because of a misunderstanding. Oh, how sad. By the way, Gairu wasn't the only person Master Tornado was trying to cheer on, even though the person in question still seems unaware of the Master's intentions. What? You talking about me? Come on, no way. All that old man ever did was criticize my sober. That's not true, Bucky. There must be a way to make Bucky see just how much Master Tornado cared about him. It's the deed, right?
Take that!
Take a good look, Bucky. Whose name is on there as the holder of this title deed? It's still in my name. Master Tornado was just up to one of his tricks when he said he stole the shop from you. He was trying to force you to grow into a truly capable owner in your father's stead. He probably used some tough love on you so that the shop wouldn't just go belly up. I see. I never knew. Oh, Master Tornado. I'm so sorry. Sniffle. Keep working hard, Bucky, and pay him back by living up to his expectations. Nice. Thanks, Simey, and you too, Miss Chickadee. One day, my sober's gonna be so good it will knock that old man's socks clean off. After all, I'm the 4th generation owner of Wet Soba! Wet Noodle number 4. Well, I better be getting back to my shop. I gotta get ready for the lunch rush. Hold on! Can I place an order for delivery, Bucky? Yes, Miss Chickadee. Could you deliver a bowl of udon to Gairu on behalf of her master? You got it. I'll make sure it's got all the TLC Master Tornado would have packed in it too. Thank you. Well, see ya. Be sure to drop by the shop sometime. I will, and I'll bring the whole agency with me. Eldoon feels betrayed. Do us all proud, Bucky. Then again, I guess Eldoon's fucking ramen and shit, right? I'll have the best soba in town waiting for you when you come. Peace out. I don't think I could have soba or udon. It's like noodles and shit, and that's like carbohydrate central. Ah, it's Nice to see somebody giving it their all, isn't it? What if I leveled up any thanks to this case? Don't kid yourself. The trial would have been a spectacle and a half had I not been by your side. You don't know that. For a lawyer who's versed in psychology, you're too full of weak points. You need to learn to analyse yourself more objectively. Or you could just teach me your famous mind tricks, Simon. No. Way to shut someone down, and why not? Because the more pesky lawyers there are, the harder my job becomes. So it's in my best interest for you to remain green forever. Hey, what about what's in my best interest, huh? Besides, weren't you the one who had the wool pulled over your eyes by Wendo? Must you remind me? How could I have known Wendo would do time sober? Hey, speaking of time sober, I just thought of something funny. Oh, goody. I can't wait. Okay, here it is. In time sober, why didn't Mon number 9 get counted? Come on. Do you know, Simon? How should I know? Because 7, 8, 9. Thank you. I'll be here all week. Rolling on the floor laughing. That I should have known. Come on, let's go get sober or something and go home. Your treat? I'll treat you to 50% of the tab, and don't forget, you still owe me for that manju. Really, Simon? It wouldn't hurt for you to pay for me every once in a while, you know. Quit squawking and start walking, Athena. I love like the little like brother and sister thing they have. Hey, wait for me! I do like Blackwell. I like both of them. I like Blackwell and Athena. They're cool. I still have a ways to go as a lawyer, but just like Mr. Wright, Apollo, and Simon before me, I'm gonna get there someday. After all, I've inherited that passion for our courts and the law. Je peux le faire. I can do this. I probably pronounced that incorrectly. Sorry, Athena, there's no more mainline games after this, so I'm afraid your character development probably stops there unless there's anything in the last episode. Turnabout Storyteller. We're on episode 5. Turnabout Revolution. Oh boy. That was a very short episode. Much shorter than the other ones. Ay. But I will think I'll wrap it up there. Again, I know it's on the shorter side, but I mean the previous bunch have been on the longer side, so it all balances out. But I can imagine that final case being like fucking massive. So and then obviously we got the bonus case as well down there, but yeah, I think we'll get started with the episode 5 on Tuesday. 21st, yes. And then we'll probably spend this week like trying to get those last 2 episodes done, and then we'll be done with the game. We'll be done with it entirely. So yeah, a bit on the shorter side, but that's okay, because sometimes it's good to be like that. And also, we got 1 episode completely done from start to finish today. And yeah, smiles go for miles. Yes, smiles are great. Like my smile. My smile's good. So yeah, we're going to carry on with this on Tuesday. We'll probably spend next week finishing up the game. And then, yeah. We'll see where we go from there. Actually, I do know where we're going to go from there. The next game. I know where we're going to go for that next one. It should be fun. Anyway, let's go raid somebody, shall we? Let's go see who's online currently. We have plenty. We have a few options. We got. Oh, we'll go raid Ninny because they just started. Rainy day yapping sesh. Oh, they're just chatting, are they? I'll go chat with them. Have some chat. Community train. What the fuck's a community train? Oh, is that? Did they rename hype trains? Are they called community trains now? What the fuck is that? I've seen Revolution is like described as of all of Game 1 minus Rise of the Ashes. Holy shit. That sounds like fun. But yeah, that's it for today. Hopefully you enjoyed today's stream. Hope the rest of your weekends go well. And hopefully I'll see you all next time. Boop.